roads twisting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the
From the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the world's greatest race course, we welcome you to the return of season number 2 of the Florida Cabinet Distributors NASRA Cup Series and the BrickYard. The business based out of Louisiana. I know it's the BrickYard. The nickname is the BrickYard, but it's the BrickYard 200. We welcome you. Dean Hopton's back. I'm Wesley Outland, and we are getting closer to the next race. This is the Next Gen Cup Cars, round number 10. Indianapolis, and Dean, you got to love this place, man. 2.5 miles, Indy Motor Speedway. Should be a fun event coming up here tonight. Glad to be back with the NASRA Cup Series.
Good to be back as well too, Wesley, and it's time to present our starting grid for tonight.
Yeah, they're already on the field. They're gridded. Let's give you a lineup on the pole. Randy Nichols and Tristan Bruce on the front row. Couple of wins for Nichols this year. Trevor Williams, Jonathan Cofield, Monday Truck Series champion on row 2. Matt Cherry, Josh Rodriguez will make up row number 3. Row 4 will find Adam Newton and Anthony Harden in the 8th position. Row number 9, Landon Kelly and Kevin Edwards, your top 10, Dean.
Over to Ben Scanlon in P11 there, alongside with Roger Diebold in the P12 position. On row 7, we got Stephen Leszczynski alongside with Peyton Johnson in P14. Over in row 8, Drew Ballesteros and Andrew Azowski. Chase Albright alongside with the double B, Brandon Broadfoot, with the double J of Jeffrey Johnson alongside him with Matt Holmes. Tony Burleson.
The lineup will find Tony Burleson, row 11. In the P21 position, Brandon Schumann on the outside, Joshua Suss, the copper, and Matt Hubb will start 24th. Row 13, Buzzy Mongold from Concord, Cody Knott from Madera, California, Brandon New at the Deuce, and Joshua Corner in the 28th position. Dan Hagan will start 29th. Brian Johnson, the cheesehead on the outside for the Tiny Horse, and Asheboro, North Carolina's Shane Trotter will start shotgun on the field. 31 drivers, 100 laps, 200 miles the distance as we get ready to show you how things will shake down tonight. There it is. Actually, if I think about it, actually 80 laps would be 200 miles. Sorry, I'm just thinking math up in my head. My apologies there, Dean. 100 laps times 2.5 miles is actually 250 miles. So this is actually the BrickYard 250, not the BrickYard 200. So these drivers will go 100 laps, meaning that there will be stage 1 at lap 25. Stage 2 will go to lap number 55 just after halfway, and then they have that 45-lap shootout to the checkered flag to lap 100. Unlimited attempts at overtime. Total tires are 4. Fuel capacity is at 100%, and they are occupying the new next-gen Cup car.
Yes.
250 miles is 200. It's 100 laps here. So there you go.
I believe we've got the boss man as well, too, JW in here. JW, you got anything for us quickly before we're going to get green?
Nope. Dustin, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Welcome back after a solid month. The NASRA King of Daytona 500. I mean, we're back and rolling again in the next-gen car at Indianapolis. So we're going to see what happens here tonight. It's going to be interesting. Just to making sure you guys didn't need an extra lap to get things rolling.
We're ready and rolling. I think we're ready to drop the green, my friends. So let's get the green silk in the air for the first time for the continuation of season number 2, the first race of 2026. And here's something to think about. They have not ran since mid-December. Remember, the last time this series ran was before Christmas. It was Talladega, and Brandon Broadfoot was the big winner. Ladies and gentlemen, it is go time for the NASRA Cup Series, season number 2, back underway. We're underway here at Indianapolis. We got trouble on the start. What a way to start the new year. We're crashing at the start-finish line. Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess they're a little rusty in the off-season there. Wesley, because they didn't even get across the line, some of these drivers, and it looks like we've got a few of them involved already, my friend.
We've not raced since December the 17th, by the way. That's the last time we ran. That was at Talladega. Brandon Broadfoot. And speaking of Brandon Broadfoot, nowhere to go for him. He gets collected. Steven Lachinsky, Brandon Schumann, the 99, the 54. Around goes a host of cars in the middle of the pack. Oh, no. Albright involved, and the caution out here. Unbelievable. Welcome to the new season. Well, the new year for that matter.
Yeah, you can see it was up there at the moment there, wasn't it? It's just couldn't get it started. And, could get it started, but unfortunately too much power down on the right foot. And she just goes around.
It happened in the middle of the pack. It happened in the middle of the pack as well, Dean. I mean, that's where all the chaos went on. Was right there in the middle of the turn.
It's Tony, I think.
Watch this again, middle of the pack. I would say Brandon Broadfoot would probably be another guy you could watch. He got hit, but he kept on going. And then everybody from there stacking up behind him.
Yeah, I think it was Steven.
Oh.
Here, the 99. I think he gets on the loud pedal here. There. Just too much wheel spin.
But oh, boy. Drew Ballesteros, by the way. Number of cars involved in that accident.
Listen to the revs.
Tony Burleson, Brandon New, Steven Lachinsky, Ballesteros, Albright, Mongold, Schumann. Here it is again. Listen, on the 99.
There. It dropped it down. See? It didn't go in the second gear. It went in first. Stayed in first and peaked out. And that's just absolute wheel spin. And just causes that
I want to apologize, and I want to apologize to our Talladega winner, Brandon Broadfoot, from Chico, California. I think he missed it. I think it happened in front of him, but he missed it, and he comes down. Well, actually, he might have got a piece of it. He's on pit road, I think.
Yeah, a few drivers on pit road at the moment, too.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily all these drivers are involved.
Broadfoot did get a piece of it, actually. Broadfoot Johnson was where they were when all that happened, as a host of cars coming down to the pit lane. Holy cow. Welcome to the new season, or the new year for the NASRA Cup Series. And, I mean, Dean, you think about it, these guys have not raced in over a month, or close to a month. December the 17th was the last time they raced. It's January the 14th, so close to what, 27, 28 days? I mean, it's been a while.
These are some quick pit stops for some of these drivers, too. Only just, that's a splash. No tires, no nothing. Doesn't even look like any repairs as well, too. So that's a few of them. Of course, you'll see some of those drivers like Steven doing some repairs there at the moment because his car's pretty beat up a little bit, so he'll spend some time down there. And then a few of these other drivers that were involved in that early incident, unfortunately, they will be on the damage clock for a little bit. Lucky, the good thing about Indianapolis being a large track as well, too, they want to try to get as much damage fixed before T. Bruce and Randy Nichols and the lead of this one come back around to put them a lap down, and there they are. So they'll try their best to get out as quickly as possible. But those other drivers took a little splash and dash, like Ryan Johnson, Joshua Suss, Cody Knott, Dan Hagen. Only just a little bit of gasoline. Will that come to a strategy a little bit later on here, Wes?
By the way, a quick reminder that we will be off next Wednesday night, and then we'll come back for round 11 at Iowa Speedway on January the 28th. That'll wrap up the month of January for the 2026 new year. Then we go into February with races at Kentucky, Daytona, Chicagoland. So we're down to the final 4 races of the regular season. And then we go to the playoffs. Nashville, February the 25th. So the playoffs quickly approaching. And we'll have them for you on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. There's Anthony Hardin. Donuts on the back stretch. And he's sporting his new man stash, and he's got a man stash, and he's got a beard growing. It looks like down there, a little goatee going on.
It's a manscaping.
There's point standings. Manscaping. What did you say? Manscaping.
Manscaping. Yeah.
NASRA Cup Series team standings. It's Team Blue Lights Racing leading the way over Gundog and Mid-Pack Motorsports right now. The top 3, 117 back.
Yeah, still a bit of time to get your teams up there, of course, in this team championship of the NASRA Cup Series. and see how that's going to pan out. This is also one of the first times we've been, I think, well, at least me, Wesley. I know that you do a lot of other broadcasts as well too, but Indianapolis in ages. I feel like I've even forgotten what this track's even all about. Of course, the great BrickYard.
I think the last time we done an Indy broadcast for NASRA was probably when we done the Indy 500 World 600 race, if you remember that, back in May, I think it was.
I can't even remember back that far now.
We did the IndyCar, the 500, the Indy 500 IndyCar race. That's part of our NASRA special events. I think they're talking about bringing that back again. You know, that's when we raced 1,100 miles in one day. Remember that?
Yeah.
500 miles Indy, 600 miles Charlotte. Yeah. See if we're going to bring that back. So far, we've had nothing but caution laps to start this race. We had a wreck on the start. We'll bring the field back around, and we should be ready to try to reset this thing here.
Yeah, I mean, Justin White's pretty tough out there in race control. He will be looking at all that, but that's just an incident. That's obviously something happened. Maybe a shifter didn't work or something like that. Caused that accident, you know. And unfortunately, Stephen is on the damage clock, so he's already serving his punishment already for that. So hopefully, maybe even technical error as well. Let's go again. Exactly, Wes.
Let's do it again, and hopefully this time, no problems. As we come to the green flag here at Indy. Back underway. Let's start this again.
So T-Bruce must have got a jump on Randy at the start of that race, just early on that before that caution was called out, because you can see T-Bruce now got the lead on that one. Randy was our pole sitter.
Kristen Bruce up in front. Welcome back, DB from Denver. The number 23 car, that's the driver, of course, in the Tilly's High Limit Racing entry. But another lap on the board as they work through the short chute into turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Finally, full song here at Indy. For the new season. Season 2, the new year for 2026. Race 1 is right now Bruce leading them. You're on board with Landon Kelly. He now battles with Rodriguez for 6 going to the short chute into turn 2.
So much space around this track, remember. In Indy, you can move around quite a bit, as you'd mentioned. So, being a super speedway essentially as well, too, there. Wesley, you don't want to lose the slipstream too much, as you can currently see him weaving at the moment in this position. He's up 3 too, Landon Kelly. So he's loving it. Looks like Adam Newton, the Bulldog, is going to put a bit of pressure right now. He's hounding on the back there of Josh Rodriguez.
Back down the front straightaway here. By the way, point standings coming into tonight's event. It is Ryan Johnson and Blue Lights Racing 1 and 2. Johnson and Nichols, 2 wins apiece as well. Matt Cherry with a win. So is also Jonathan Cofield, Kevin Edwards, who won Daytona for Aggressive Racing. And don't count out Peyton Johnson with a win. And most recently, Brandon Broadfoot.
Newton's going to make a move at the inside. Go ahead. Yes, he gets the job done there on Josh Rodriguez, who just kind of felt like he just let him on by a little bit there. Maybe just on a little bit of a strategy, trying to take care of those tires as well. You see them scrubbing out. They get closer and closer to that fence as each lap goes by. There are 4 sets available at the moment, and here comes the man for mustache.
Seven winners and 9 races so far this season, as race 10 tonight here at Indy. Right now, Anthony Hardy in the John Deere green colors, making a move on Rodriguez. That continues to go on. That's for 8th and 9th on the racetrack down the back straightaway.
Look at the speed and momentum he's carrying through there at the moment. He has decided to go on the outside of the inside at the moment. There it is. Josh Rodriguez blocks the inside. You can see Anthony Hardy's got the stick shifter as well. To his right, there it is, down a gear. Turns in at the moment. They're side by side, essentially. He's got to commit to the outside. Remember, that wall's going to come up and cut close at the moment, but he has the traction, has the grip. And look at this at the moment. Roger Diebold says, I want a piece of this as well. Josh Rodriguez dropping back another place. 3 positions under massive pressure there from Diebold.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We have a caution.
Out of caution. Caution's out. Trouble. Yellow flag will fly as we got a problem on the racetrack.
think it's Joshua
Looks like
Suss.
it's the car that's in 30th position. Joshua Suss with problems. Another car might have got damaged. Cody Knott as well. Joshua Suss, Cody Knott put it out the second. Serve pro caution here in Indy on lap number 8.
Yeah, two of the very, very NASRA regulars getting into each other here. Wesley, there's the 80. Joshua Suss, there's the 52. Just tags him. I think it was the 52 that tagged him. I'm not quite sure. Bang. Ooh.
A contact with Suss sent Cody Knott boomeranging into the inside wall and then straight in to pit road.
So,
from another angle, this is Suss in the 80 car. Brandon Schumann gave him a shot in the left rear.
Yeah, it came in pretty hot. Now, interesting, the speed difference, wasn't it, coming through there? These cars are absolutely got some serious momentum here. It just seems like Joshua Suss might have been a little slow coming out of that corner. It might have caught everybody off guard if you have a look at it. Like, we'll go back for a second here, Wesley. It's any way to kind of have a look. So he's coming, unless he's indicating he wants to come in the pit road, he was slowing down, but unless he scrubbed some speed. Look at that. Seriously, lost a lot of speed into the corner. Might have missed a shift or something of a gear. Everybody's flying at normal pace, catches him off guard, and there it is. He clips Cody Knott and forces him down into the pit road.
Contact again between Knott's car, the driver from Madera, California, and Joshua Suss from Kansas. There it is. Wow, Tony Burleson just missed it in the 79 car. Watch the inside lane coming out for the short shoot in the 3 and 4 right here.
Yeah. But it just wasn't Schumann alone, was it? Everybody else seemed to be very, very quick into that corner. It just seemed to me like Joshua Suss was slow into the corner. I wanted to see whether an on-board gives us an indication of what gear he's in.
Let's go on board with Josh.
Yeah, we'll have to rewind.
He was already sideways. Look at that. No. Look, he was already sideways right there. You called it.
Yeah. Before the tap.
Exiting the short shoot. He's in the red. Car is sideways.
I think he's...
Actually, you're showing Joshua Suss and not
Suss.
Cody Knott. We need to show Cody Knott, but you can see where Schumann got into Suss and got him loose out of the tunnel turn.
So this is Schumann there. That's the onboard. I'm going to back it up a little bit because it seems to be right at the point. But speed difference here. So fourth gear.
Full song. And then just drop it. Look at that. Bam.
Yeah. And then everybody else is coming at a massive pace as well. So it's interesting on that one. That's something that Justin White will take a look at up there in race control.
So let's go on board with Cody Knott, the 26th of Cody Knott. I think right now he is on pit road, still getting service. He's in 30th. Watch this.
Yeah, Cody's just trying to avoid it and nowhere to go. Bang. He says, all right, boys, I hope you're ready for me with some new panel parts because that car looks pretty dinged up. And the steering, look, it's bashed, it's broken the steering column, and that's starting to put him on the damage clock, Wes.
So a second caution here in Indy in the early going of the BrickYard 250.
You're listening to the CRN Community Radio Network. We now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN. 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
Tristan Bruce continuing to lead the race here at Indianapolis at the virtual iRacing World's Greatest Race Course. Caution flags early in the opening 10 laps. Top 5, Tristan Bruce, Randy Nichols, Jonathan Cofield, Trevor Williams, Matt Cherry. They should be coming back around to the green flag of the one to go this time by. That'll let us step away. If you're watching, we'll be back for the restart next.
For Murph's Magical Creations. home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Welcome back to the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on 16th and Georgetown in Speedway, Indiana, inside the Hoosier State. And we are getting ready for the restart here. Lights off on the pace car. Dean Hopton, Wesley Outland with you. Don't forget, NASRA Cup Series off next Wednesday night. Then we come back for the stretch to the playoffs at Iowa. And how different are those going to be, obviously, Dean? You know, you go from Talladega to Indianapolis, and I know I know this place isn't a super speedway, but I know it's 2.5 miles, but you just don't drive Indy like Daytona or Talladega, right? And then we turn around and we come to, and then we turn around and we go to a place like Iowa, short track, 7/8 of a mile in 2 weeks. So, and don't forget the NASRA Cups Truck Series Friday night, Bristol, baby. I'll be in the booth with Dean and Tyler Friday. We get ready for a restart. Pace cars coming in, Dean.
I'm sorry, I thought it was a super speedway. I'm completely wrong on that one.
I mean, to the IndyCar open wheel world, it is a super speedway to them. A NASCAR, even though it's 2.5 miles, it's not a super speedway track. It's known as an intermediate track. Just like Pocono, believe it or not. Field comes to the box, restart zone, and we are backing away. Green flag in the air. 13 to go in stage 1 here at Indy. You just don't see the crazy drafting, pack racing. You know what I'm saying, Dean? You just don't see it at Indy like you see at Talladega, Daytona, or even Echo Park Speedway, Atlanta.
And it's a little overcast as well, too. We checked out those weather conditions as well, too. So what is it you're looking at for the track temperature? That's 73 there, Wes.
It is overcast. Northeast wind at 4 miles an hour, 7 kilometers. It is track temp at 74 degrees or 73. And the sim temp is 66 degrees. So, boy, Adam Newton, I thought, just bounced off the wall. But number 4.
I'm just going to think about
making a move on Horn and Williams and Newton right there.
Trevor Williams will switch back on the inside there because Newton went a little bit too deep into the corner and that had to scrub off some speed on the exit. He had to probably lift off the loud pedal a little bit there, so he wasn't going to be forced into the wall there to put him under pressure now from Harden. That's the only thing when you show your nose out there, Wesley, you got to make sure that you can commit to it as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to go back a little bit because there's three-way action here for a second there. Between Drew Ballesteros there, Brandon Broadfoot, Brandon Schumann as well.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a massive 560-acre facility, making it the world's largest permanent sports venue in the entire world. With 2.5-mile track, a space for over 350,000 people, large enough to fit numerous famous landmarks like Vatican City, Yankee Stadium, within its infield.
Vatican City is right. One of the smallest countries in the world. And it is a country, I believe. Have a look at this.
Really is,
Caulfield was putting some pressure there on Randy. Randy had a little tap in the fence there for a second. You saw the sparks coming out, but not too much. It looked like it might have been another clutches there at Caulfield, but Caulfield had to back out a little bit on that one too. There's T. Bruce up the road there. He's got a semi-comfortable lead on this race at the moment, but of course he's going to be looking to take that stage 1 victory. Get himself a few more points in the bag with 10 to go.
Heading to 10 remaining again, as Dean said, in stage 1 for the BrickYard 250. By the way, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, again, 2.5 miles, 4.023 kilometers. The front stretch is 5/8 of a mile, 3,330 feet. Back stretch is the same. The short chutes are 1/8 of a mile, 8th of a mile at 660 feet. Oh, and by the way, something to also think about too, Dean. Each of the 4 turns is a quarter mile, 1,320 feet. The corners are banked at 9 degrees, 12 minutes. The straightaways are a flat 0 degrees of banking, and the track width is 50 feet on the straightaway, 60 feet in the corners. There's your dimensions of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, what's that meters? We're working the metric system over this neck of the woods. No, don't worry about that.
I mean, 9 degrees in 12 minutes? What the hell is that? Is that like, an inch away from 10 degrees? Whoa, car in the wall! Big trouble!
It's Newton and
I
Hardin.
think it's Adam Newton. Adam Newton and Anthony Hardin crash hard out of the short chute in turn 2. I mean, Adam Newton hit that wall a ton.
There it is. So, unfortunately, we got Hardin for the win fans out there. He's going to have a struggle at the moment on the damage clock to find out, and we have to go back and have a look what happened between these two drivers.
See Hardin's face, Dean. He's like, "What the hell just happened?" Like this, mall coppers. I don't know if you can put Hardin in the win column now. Newton lost it, man. Adam Newton. I don't know if he blew a tire. Something happened to the number 4 Murph's Magical Creations Toyota, and into the wall he goes. What hard impact to the outside safer barrier, to the inside Armco barrier, entering the back straightaway out of the short chute in turn number 2. Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, it's completely on himself as well, too, and has taken...
Take a listen. Was this right before he got past Hardin? No, man. Just got past Williams is what I was going to say, and Hardin's behind him.
That's a scary crash as well, too. You remember what happened to Dale Earnhardt on that one, isn't it? It's just a short little
hit. That was a hit. That was a hit. That was a hit.
But that's just that. I mean, that's just full. I mean, nothing you can do. The rear end's starting to slide out. You have a listen. There she goes. Just no time to correct it, is it? The car's carrying too much momentum. You're going straight out towards the fence. And at that point, just when he realized it snapped on him, he was a passenger at that point.
Let's bring in the Blue Lights Racing driver real quickly and get his thoughts. Adam Newton is the broadcast booth. Are you out of this race? And my goodness, man, what happened?
Yeah, I'm out. The car, man, it's just, I'm not a fan of it. Don't have very much experience with it. It snapped, had a little bit of damage. It's undrivable.
Wow. Well, there's the thoughts of the Blue Lights Racing number 4. The man that's, by the way, dominating the regular season of the NASRA DSR Truck Series, the regular season points champion. That is, of course, Adam Newton. So, man, Dean, there's his take on it. And obviously, as you said, he's out of this race.
Yeah, they did that, unfortunately.
Heartbreaking.
Just that tiny little snap. That's the thing, isn't it? The speed that you have going into those corners, it's crazy. And one little tiny mistake like that, you're gone. Let's just take no prisoners this track. It's game over, essentially, for you. And because there's no fast
repairs... Bring in Anthony Hardin.
Yeah.
Anthony, it's the broadcast booth, man. How badly damaged is your John Deere machine? And can you get back in this? And what's your take of what happened?
We're about to see how much damage we got. I mean, it's too much damage. We're done for the day here.
So Newton and Hardin out of this race as we step away and take a break from Indy. So far, the new year for 2026 has been caution field for the NASRA Cup Series at the world's greatest race course. We step away, the restart when we come back. Thank you, Anthony.
For Murph's Magical Creations. home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
It has been a caution-filled race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway so far, as we'll take a look at the race recap of things with Dean and myself, Wesley, in the BrickYard 250. Let's see what the race recap is. There it is. So far, 20 laps. That's 50 miles, by the way. And they have been more run, if you will, Dean, under yellow flag conditions than under the green.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've lost a few of those drivers out at the moment. You can see it might still show them as pit, but they've got a lot of damage. Some of them might sit there and stick it out, but you did hear from Anthony Hardy, said too much damage. Adam Newton said too much damage. Landon Kelly's down there at the moment too on the repair clock. Not sure if he's going to come back out there in the 95 Toyota. Cody's out, Stevens out. So we're losing some drivers, unfortunately, already in this race, and we haven't even got to stage one there, Wesley.
Well, we'll try this one again, as cautions breed cautions, or so they say. It feels like we've had nothing but yellow flags. There's a look at some of the biggest movers of the race.
Look who's in there.
Ryan Johnson up 21 spots. He's in 9th position. Shane Trotter started shotgun on the field. He's up 19 positions to 12th. And we'll get ready to bring him back through green here coming up next time around here at the world's greatest race course, Indianapolis, and the NASRA Cup Series presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors, round number 10 of season 2. By the way, if anybody was wondering, Jeff Merck, our defending champion from Punta Gorda, Florida, is off in the Caribbean or the seas somewhere on a banana boat. No, he's on a cruise ship. He's on a cruise, and he's enjoying time with Don. Hopefully, Jeff will be up to join us soon as we get ready to come back for a restart. He is our defending NASRA Cup Series champion. He's enjoying a little break from the sim world, if you will, Dino, as we go back to green. And look at this battle with Cofield and Nichols.
Whoa!
No, Cofield, hold on!
If he gets off the gas, but he's going to be in a dangerous place. Wow!
No, he got into Ballesteros. A little bit of contact, not much. We still stay green. Wow. Holy cow!
Caulfield's kind of good at that one, you know.
Wow.
Once again, it's another situation of a car just getting loosey-goosey on him, and we've seen Caulfield before do some fantastic saves, and wow, that was like dodging a bullet, wasn't it, for the rest of those drivers to get through? But the caution has been called.
They're gonna call for a caution now. All right, caution's out. Why are they throwing a yellow? Is it because of?
Well, nobody was around, so nobody was blocking the track at this point. I don't see anybody. There's so that's very interesting. We'll go back and obviously have a look at that again, Wesley, but not quite sure why.
Doesn't say who it was for. I'm wondering if they threw the caution prematurely or a little late, actually, after.
Before. Let's get back on that. So this is the start, Wes.
Watch this. Cofield and Bruce. Cofield and Nichols. Watch this here. Contact?
No.
Yep. No, my apologies.
He completely, just lost the rear end. They were side by side there.
Shades of what happened to Adam Newton in the second turn happened to Cofield exiting turn 1 into the short chute. Look at this again.
I'll be fighting that steering wheel at the moment, Wes. See that? Trying to let the car slide to momentum. He wants to keep it down on the inside. He doesn't want to go back up here because he doesn't want to crash into anybody else.
54!
And it's the 54 that gets into him now. How much damage is on
Drew
the 54?
Ballesteros, actually. Drew Ballesteros' car, how much damage did he get on that exchange?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it here for a second because I want to see if there's anything else that did cause the caution. They're at green flag conditions currently at the moment, Wesley, but we'll see whether or not, keep an eye on those right-hand indicators, the lights, if they start flashing. There's also a car that is blinking a little bit there. Now, I think that, if that's Joshua Suss or not, but that's when the caution's called there, so don't see any incident ahead that would have caused that. We can have a look at Drew. My friend, this is after the restart. So there it is up there.
We're trying to listen to it.
Yeah.
Up ahead? Is there?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is up ahead. There it is up ahead.
Drew.
No, that's Cofield.
Yeah, that's Cofield. And Drew, that's where Drew
Now,
up
is there
in the-
anything else from there that triggers the caution is
No.
the question. Just stay with Ballesteros and stay with Cofield. Light's still green. Light's still green. Still green. No,
Yeah,
nope, still green. No, they're still green. It's still green.
There, there's the caution.
Now the caution's out.
Yeah, nothing. Where's?
I don't.
But I think something's happened to Brandon Broadfoot too. It's showing here. Now I wonder if that's just, and we'll go back and have a look at this with Broadfoot, unless this is just a slow down because they're trying to get themselves into position under the caution. So as it goes off track here for a second, there it is. Goes right down into the grass, Wesley. Oh, well, that's okay. It's under the caution. Not trying to get down there to overtake anybody. That's all that came up there on race
You
control.
think that triggered a caution?
No, that was after the caution. There we have it. So Cody said that obviously for his retirement earlier, he was done. He had too much damage earlier. He said 19 minutes into the race, and he said he's going to take the rest of the night off. Why not? I mean, geez, it's been a busy week, hasn't it? Previous week.
It really has. Obviously, you know, we're coming off of the heels of the successful second annual NASRA 500 King of Daytona presented by that towing company. We had 160 entries in 7 days of racing. We had some phenomenal racing from that. And Dean, I got to tell you, man, because of the 500 and somebody else like me, Brandon Broadfoot, believe it or not, is doing his own 500, and I have been retained to call that event in February. So,
nice.
So they are a grind. It's an endurance race. It is. It's one of them fun ones, and obviously, what a successful race we had with NASRA, and obviously. Back to the league grind again, and I say that in no disrespect, but like literally we went from the Christmas holiday break, when the holiday ended, we went right into the new year and into the NASRA 500 King of Daytona. Oh, and by the way, if you think about it, Dean, what do they have? Maybe 90 days? Not even 90 days, less than 45 days actually, to prepare for that race, because they announced it right after Thanksgiving. And the King of Talladega, if you remember. And that was a race that got postponed. It was supposed to be in October, and then they moved it to Thanksgiving weekend after Thanksgiving in November. And then what? You got 5 or 6 weeks, and then you got the NASRA 500 King of Daytona. So props to Brady and Cody and Justin and Joshua and TJ Moore and everybody that's involved with NASRA. Robert Richards, I think Raul Meza helped out when he couldn't make the race. He helped out with officiating. Dean, I know you did 7 days, so did I. Tyler Dittmer did Sunday. Jacob Reeves did all of them, and the other 6 days, and we had a fun, successful one for sure. And congratulations, by the way, Malik Ray from Greenville, South Carolina, one of the greats of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series, for finally breaking through and winning a NASRA event, and actually, for that matter, Dean, probably one of the biggest wins of his career, he said.
Yeah, it was. He'd been trying, remember, a few times for our NASRA events as well, too, and I'm sure other events that he's also entered into, and they finally got to hold up that trophy and take the big one home. Let's see. We got only 2 to go on stage 1, so Randy's got a mounted attack here at the moment, or T. Bruce is going to probably get away and steal stage 1.
Back underway, green flag in the air. Let's watch this now as Bruce will lead the cavalry back on the restart. Nichols will follow. Cherry up in front of Diebold and Johnson, your top 5 short shoot. Heading now into turn number 2. Everybody is single file. For how long, though?
I think as long as T. Bruce doesn't make any major problem here, he might have it. But look at that. Randy got right up in the back of him on the backstretch. And now he's trying to mount that attack. He realizes it's time to go for it. Actually, I thought he wouldn't have enough time to get up full song, but he is. Is he going to do anything too dangerous here?
Wow.
Perhaps. You don't want to, lose crucial stage points here, trying to squeeze your way past. There it is, trying to break the slipstream immediately. Randy does not take the bait. He does not take the bait down. He commits to the racing line. Look at the background, too, of Cherry. We got a caution. And is that the caution? Because, that's
trouble.
the stage break. That's the stage break.
And that is for the end of stage number 1, even though we've had a caution field stage number 1. Well, let's go ahead and throw another damn caution flag out at lap number 25. It was already called for. It was already pre-planned. 25 laps and the yellow flag out for the end of stage number 1. They had 1 lap of racing. Tristan Bruce will win stage number 1. Boy, these guys are still racing like they're racing. Come on, guys, slow down. The pace car's up ahead. This is the stage. Look at them. They're not even stopping, D. Look at them. They're still speeding.
They're going full song. I mean, they're allowed to at this point, aren't they? But the pit lane's not open yet.
Slow down.
We do have a few drivers a lot of these drivers have actually been down a pit road at the moment, changed some tires, put some gas in, but we still have a lot of these drivers up top. This is some interesting strategy at the moment there, Wesley. If some of these drivers just say, no, we're not coming down the pit lane, we're going to get track position, and we're going to secure ourselves in a good position to perhaps steal stage 2. Now, you'd imagine that T. Bruce and Randy and Matt Cherry and those drivers are going to start heading down a pit road. I'll show you at the moment what the last pit lap was for these drivers on our pit lap board. So there it is. Even the tiny horse went down on that lap too, and that's why he took that splash and dash.
And we watch this again as Tristan Bruce will win stage number 1 of the 23 machine out of Denver, North Carolina. Oh, boy. It was an caution field stage to open things up. Let's get the thoughts of TB, no doubt, for High Limit Motorsports before we step away and go to not only pit stops but a commercial break. Tristan, it's the broadcast booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, first off, hope you had a great Christmas. Happy New Year to you, and what a way to start 2026. But this was a caution field stage 1 here at Indy, wasn't it? Very abnormal.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that. Me and the guys before the race were actually thinking this was probably going to be one of the cleaner races of the season. But yeah, I mean, I've benefited off of it. I wish we were green flag running, but car's doing real good, setup's good, just having fun right now.
We'll just let him take a pit stop for a second.
We'll let you make your pit stop real quickly. I know he's got to press some buttons here and take a pit stop. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break. When we come back, Tristan Bruce will join us after his pit stop here at Indy. He's the winner of stage 1. We'll talk to him again in a moment. Back here at Indy, and as promised, we're with stage 1 winner for High Limit Motorsports, the number 23 from Denver, Tilly's entry of course, the Chevrolet, Tristan Bruce. Tristan, we were kind of chatting about the abnormal of the race, the opening stage, a lot of cautions, man. Do you attribute it to the car? Is it drivers being impatient? What do you think? Why are we seeing so many yellow flags as the race recap is down below, and now Matt Hudgens after pit stops will be the new leader?
Yeah, teammate Matt Hudgens, so cool to see him running up front tonight after staying out there. But no, I mean, I haven't experienced dirty air yet at all tonight, so right now will be the first time. The guys were saying it's a little tough to pass running mid-pack where they were. So we'll see what goes on here. I'm sure this, the car's going to feel really tighter behind all these race cars now, but we'll just have to be smart making our way back to the front. But yeah, I honestly, I think it's impatient is why we're having so many yellows. Honestly, the setup, the car's pretty stuck to the ground well, so it's got to be impatient, people.
Yeah, you took tires then, T. Bruce, as well, too, I'd imagine. 16-second pit stop. Now, the thing is, with your teammate up there, he's the only driver at the moment that's yet to make a pit stop, actually. Matt Hudgens. So I don't know if he's just forgot or he's happy to go further. I mean,
well, everyone says tires feel pretty good under them, and I thought so too. But I mean, we still have 2 sets left to play with, so I think it's an okay time to take tires right there, especially running up front how I was. All my teammates weren't really pushing as hard as I was, but definitely just gonna see how this plays out. Just got to be really smart now since I'm back here in 17th.
Well, thanks for your time, Tristan. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thanks, Wesley. Thanks, Dean.
There you go. There's Denver, North Carolina's Tristan Bruce. Again, High Limit Motorsports. As he mentioned, his teammate Matt Hudgens is right there now as the new leader, as we will get ready to get him back into position, and we'll get ready for a restart, set things up for you. Randy Nichols, there's Randy.
Well, yeah.
Two-time winner this year.
Wesley, because he went in for a very long pit stop. It was 1 minute 40 overall. So that's what's dropped him all the way back to P26 at the moment, running plump last, really. I'm wondering why it took a very long pit stop. He might have had damage from hitting the wall a couple of times. Remember, he came in second after our stage 1, and he's been running up the front the whole time. He was our pole sitter, so he's taken a longer pit stop to, I'd imagine, fix any of those repairs that he had. He might have felt that it was hindering him a little bit of pace, so he's elected to come out. He at the back of the pack there, and he'll have to race his way back up to the front if he wants to get himself a stage 2 win, and obviously for a race win.
Hey, by the way, don't forget the NASRA C.O.P.S Series is back in action. The NASRA C.O.P.S Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series will be back at Bristol this Friday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, and I will be filling in for the Redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves. He's taken off, and I will be joining Tyler Dittmer and Dean after basketball on Friday night. Back to green here at Indy. This, by the way, is stage number 2. This will take us all the way to lap 45. I'm sorry, lap 55. So we have 71 laps to go in the race, but there is just 20 laps here. Or 30 laps here in stage number 2, Dean.
Yes, sir. 30 laps. Hopefully 30 laps caution-free would make it even better. A bit of 3-wide action at the back here. Not at the back, my friend. We're talking about Ben Scanlon, Double B, Brent Broadfoot, Kevin Edwards in the mix, right in the mix. A little early to be going 3-wide, gentlemen, as you heard before from our stage 1 winner, T. Bruce, saying some of the drivers were telling him it's a bit hard to pass. He didn't have to worry about it, because he was running all the way up front. But now, as you said, he's got to figure out how it is running in dirty air here in Indianapolis. Buzzy, don't want to go too far out to the wall like that, Buzz.
Hang on, Buzzy. Buzz,
you notice
Buzz
he's got
Lightyear to the rescue.
To match his car in the background.
I'm loving it. I like the pink, the pink around Spa and the pink around, what is it? Nuremberg, I think it is.
Yeah, Nuremberg, Nordschleife, 2 tracks in 1. Yep, so there we go.
Yeah.
Boy, action at the back here at the moment. Buzzy doesn't need to worry about that. This is Diebold, Johnson, Sus Cherry, T. Bruce making his way back up to the field. I know my track dimensions.
I wonder how many could do that if you actually showed a picture of a racetrack and say, hey, okay, what is this track? And see if people could get it.
I reckon I could probably do a lot of road courses, my friend, because I've done a lot over the years, so I pretty much recognize most tracks. Look at this. So, bit of a change. That's Matty dropping back a little bit now. Remember that he's yet to make a pit stop. So, if he feels that the tires are comfortable, that's okay, but can he go full song? I don't think so. I think he's just going to try to stretch this one out, perhaps, or caution to come up there so he can go down there and take that pit stop.
Did we break the glass yet?
We already broke the glass.
Did we break the glass? This is Glass Mechanic, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do it again. Break it again. Break glass. We love breaking glass. It is Glass Mechanic stage number 2. The more glass breaks, the more business they get, right?
Yeah, look at him catching Matty at the moment once again. Matt Hutchins is not making a pit stop. Not a little wiggle coming out of the back of that. You got to feel that the tires are a little bit cooked, as well as, you know, he's got enough fuel in that tank, hopefully, to go as far as he can. He's going to go. He's already done, 33 laps on that single tank of gas. Remember, too, Wesley, that they do have 100% fuel capacity, so they go full them up to the brim. But, of course, you don't have to fill your car up to the brim when you start the race. That also means you're a little heavier too, remember, when you do that. Some drivers might go, I'll put 80% in or something like that. That way you can save yourself maybe, you know, a tenth of a lap or something like that.
A little wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble for the NASRA Cup Series here tonight at Indy. How about that? Listen to that engine purr. Working his way around the racetrack, another lap on the board. Don't forget, NASRA Cup Series will be off next. They'll be off next Wednesday night. They'll come back for the stretch to the playoffs beginning at Iowa in 2 weeks. Final 4 races of the regular season before the playoffs begin. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Already.
But it is fast approaching, Dean.
Yes, sir. As you can see, and I'll show that up quickly in the schedule. Look at that. We've gone through 9 rounds already. As you said, Indy next gen. So we'll go back to the Gen 6s, Gen 4s. Remember, we rotate through all the different cars. Generations. Cars with caution on the Speedway. And that's back in around the 25th place, I think. Ooh. It's Peyton Johnson looking like you're coming out of the, what's that little off-track excursion here for number 15.
The problems for Peyton Johnson, putting us under the yellow flag.
I reckon this contact here.
Replay forthcoming.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it there, Wesley? I'm wondering if he was already... Oh, at that point, yeah, he's completely lost it at this, and now he's just a passenger. I think he goes down in the grass and doesn't hit the fence. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's already in trouble there.
So that's...
Peyton Johnson would have saved for him in the 15 car. Yeah, that Chevrolet Camaro not going to get any damage at all. Man, I'll tell you what, Dean, they better put some lights around Indy around this thing. It's starting to get really dark
this
here.
Contact, that's probably just a tiny little nudge, and you know how easy it is for these cars to go around, isn't it? And especially if you get a little assistance, then at that point. But for Peyton Johnson, you'd have to say the positive thing out of it is that he's managed to keep it out of the fence. It'll drop him to the back of the field, but he doesn't have a damaged car. Well, at least not from this incident. So I'd say you're still in it, my friend. You've still got a chance to come back through the field there, and you've still got a chance to win the race.
Caution out again here at the BrickYard. 250 at the Yard of Bricks in Indianapolis. We step away. We're in Glass Mechanic Stage 2. Some of the leaders are coming down the pit lane like Holmes and others, and we'll be right back. Pit stops, pit stops.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
We're back at the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we have had caution flag galore in the opening 35 laps of this race. Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. Kevin Edwards, the Daytona winner for Aggressive Racing, now leading the way in the number 7 machine, or should I say aggressive? I'm sorry, it's Ruthless Racing in the number 7 Chevrolet. And Dean, I'm looking for the long green flag run. I don't know if we're going to get that tonight.
Yeah, it's been a bit tricky for these drivers, obviously, with the break that they've had. We know that some of these drivers have already been out there and committed to their racing in the other series that we have on NASRA, of course, as well as the Big King of Daytona that we just went through as well, too. But perhaps some of these other drivers, this is their first league race back in the new year. That might be a little bit tricky. We know that we also know from some of the drivers that they're not a real fan of these cars in this track. But that's the good thing about this series that we also know and spoke about there, Wesley, because it's so switched up, isn't it? There's so much variance in it because of the fact that you've got different cars at different tracks. Once again, you know, you don't necessarily go, oh, I love Talladega, and then you go, oh, well, it's a Gen 4. I'm not really a fan of Gen 4 at Talladega, but you've got to commit to it in this series that you are. You've got to, whatever the car is and whatever the track is, you've got to make it work. And to win a championship, you've got to be consistent. And that's where you see the likes of Ryan Johnson and Randy Nichols that always seem to find a way, don't they, of getting those race wins. And even Caulfield's been on the up and up as well, too. Brandon Broadfoot, of course, was the previous winner at Talladega there for the Gen 4. Let's see if tonight can have a new race winner. Kevin Edwards is in the lead at the moment. He's won the first race, remember, back in Daytona.
And don't forget, we go to Iowa. We'll go to Iowa in 2 weeks. Remember, we're off. Hey, by the way, real quickly, Dean, let everybody know about the Progressive Engineering Endurance Series. Guess what? It starts next Tuesday night. Yes, sir. The Prosper Engineering Endurance. I said Progressive. I'm sorry. It's Prosper. Prosper Engineering Endurance Series. The Roval at Charlotte. It's 2-hour endurance race. The GT3 prototype cars from IMSA. How cool is this, Dean? The Rolex 24 at Daytona for iRacing is this weekend. The Roar before the 24 is this weekend really at Daytona. The Rolex 24 at Daytona is next week, and NASRA's got its own endurance series. I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be a lot better than the 24-hour, I could tell you that. That's tiring one for that. I know that there's a few friends that I have that are in that always doing those endurance ones. They've got teams and stuff like that, and they practice for weeks and weeks and weeks in advance to hopefully get themselves into the tiers. There's always different tiers, and a little loosey-goosey in the background there, trying to shuffle for position there, Wesley, but Kevin Edwards in the lead. Oh, Matty's dropped down a little bit too. Matt still hasn't taken a pit stop there. He did not go in, and he's still sitting
home. What day is this? It looks like it's late afternoon, like close to nightfall.
Here comes T. Bruce back up through the field too, as well, making moves to the number 3. 23 actually, he's got a little 2 on it, remember, but he's having to progress back, and he was a little bit concerned about how it's going to be driving in dirty air back through the field. Well, T. Bruce, he's certainly got the pace around here, and I think he's loving the way that this race car's handling.
Across the start-finish line. Back across the stripe into turn 1 and 2. Now Kevin Edwards, the Daytona winner, leading the way. Landon Kelly, Ben Scanlon, Chase Albright up 13 spots. Jonathan Cofield back up in to the top 5 as we are in Glass Mechanics stage number 2, approaching 60 laps to go here at Indy.
Damn,
You're listening to the CRN Community Radio Network. We now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Connor, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
The race rolls on here at Indianapolis as we move into the 10 o'clock Eastern hour, 9 Central. And right now, Dean, we watch Johnson battling with Johnson as well as Suss and Rodriguez. All this goes on with now Kevin Edwards. Remember, we ain't heard nothing from Kevin since he won Daytona when the season started. He leads in the 7.
And T. Bruce making his way up through there. There's Caulfield as well, too. He's got T. Bruce for company. It's going to be an interesting little battle between these two drivers. They've got a race win to each other this season as well, too, and they want more. That was Matt Hudgens there in the drop back, because he still is yet to make a pit stop there, and he's dropped him back to P21. I think he's just trying to just nurse that car, the tyres back in there, so we'll have a set of tyres up his sleeve. We've had many cautions, obviously, for him to go down, but he's just elected not to at the moment, going to a completely different strategy to the rest of the field. See how that pans out for him later. Caulfield now wants to get past Ben Scanlon here because he knows that T. Bruce is coming thick and fast.
Jonathan Caulfield right now in the number 58 machine. He's in 4th. And look at this move now up high. Look at Ben Scanlon.
Wow, he nailed that. He nailed that perfect. That's the overtake opportunity. Let's see whether or not T. Bruce actually going to get him on the exit here. Ben Scanlon for the 88, who was up 6 places, dropping back currently at the moment to P5. T. Bruce would go up there. He wants to catch Caulfield. He wants to clash Landon Kelly. And he wants to catch, obviously, our race leader, Kevin Edwards. Well, we are in stage 2. We've still got 59 laps. We can't have 59 laps to go in stage 2.
Yeah.
No. We do? Oh, no, we don't.
No, I mean, no. You're showing the entire countdown left. There's 14 to go.
I fixed it, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now, you were showing the overall laps remaining. There's 14 left to go in Glass Mechanic Stage 2.
Yes, sir.
That'll take us to lap 55 of the race.
I thought that was a bit weird. I was like, we don't have that many. I forgot to put a comma in somewhere there. Wesley. Little typo mistakes. It happens.
Oh, good.
Good God, it's 3 wide back here, mate. Whoa, we're far. Is that Officer Suss in the middle there as well, too?
Officer Suss, the copper from Kansas, Joshua.
Oh, a little wiggle and a
Double
jiggle.
lap. Whoa, hold on, baby. That's my line. A little wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's way down in the inside apron there, isn't it, from Peyton Johnson? He'll be very lucky to save that one. And he does. He'll have to back off of the gas big time just to make sure he did come back and go too much on the infield there or come back out there. So that's the situation of the Johnson & Johnson battle that's happening there with Peyton Johnson now. With Shane Trotter getting just a little bit of nose ahead there. Ryan Johnson just a little bit up the front there for the Tiny Horse. He's on the back there of Brandon New as well, too. So this is where the hot action is, where you can be throwing blankets over.
Solid run right now for that driver I mentioned. Coming across the line. That's 12 remaining in Glass Mechanic Stage 2 when they come to the stripe. Matt Holmes, you're on board with him. He's in 18th. He'll now try to make work on the 10 machine on the high side. That's, of course, Shane Trotter started at the rear. Trotter now mid-pack battling there with Scanlon and company. Johnson up ahead as they come to the line. 10 left in stage 2.
Good racing as well, too. Good awareness to know that the car's outside to your right-hand side. So allow enough space. You got to think about allowing enough space there, Wesley, for the car to slide. That's something that comes out of your control. So if the car will drift up a little bit there, you've got to compensate for that, and you've got to say, okay, it's going to happen, but I'm going to allow myself just enough space. And there's a Rectus just behind him as well, too, Wesley. And that's
out. Yes, sir. Yellow flag. Matt Holmes, we were just talking about him a moment ago, the number 5 Chevrolet Camaro onto the pit lane. Matt Holmes with a problem. Put in a center yellow flag again.
Oh, Oh,
Wow.
He's lost it on the exit. Who else did he collect on that one too?
There's a look at it. Yep, there it is. Wow.
Yeah, have a look at here. He's already starting to lose it on the exit. And then at this point, he's just struggling to keep control of the car. 79 had nowhere to go, gets into him, bang. They're both into the fence and on the damage clock right now too. How much damage, we're not sure. But I think so far, we've seen a lot of these cars, any contact with that fence, and they've been in a lot of problems down there in pit road. We'll go back and have a look at that again, Wesley. But we'll go on board and just see when it starts to just rear end starts to slide out. I don't think there's any contact whatsoever going into it. No, this is it. You'll see it snap in a second. There it is. So it doesn't look like any contact. Just once again, the rear end just wants to go out there, and you're like trying to tame a beast.
And yellow flag out there, watching all this happen. Wow.
Now I wonder if Matt Hutchins is going to come down now. He still hasn't.
Yeah,
come
when is
down
he
yet.
going to pit, right? I mean, what a strategy for this guy. We're 45 laps into this race, and Matt Hutchins has not come down pit lane. He's led some laps. Remember, he led the field back to green for the start of stage 2 after we spoke to his teammate, Tristan Bruce, who won stage 1. And, man, I'll tell you what, Dean, you talk about Matt Holmes having his problems. What a save for Jeffrey Johnson III. And by the way, he's got to be on cloud 9. Finally, a winner in the NASRA Series, winning his first career Truck Series win at Talladega on Monday night.
Exactly. And one little problem there, he's coming down finally now, Matty. Some of the drivers are throwing dummies down there, so they're going, oh, I'm going to go in, but I'm not going to go in. Matty will go in this time around. Andrew Lasky at the moment, you see him blinking quite a bit. That's that blue car there. It was blinking in and out. Now that will be addressed if it continues on for the number 11. That becomes a little bit of a problem. Pretty sure that Justin White there in race control might tell him to go down there, and there it is blinking again, see? Might tell him to go down there and sit in pit road for a little bit until the connection sorts itself out. Otherwise, that might be a bit of a problem for some of these other drivers around him during the restart.
Well, we'll step away as, again, no, actually we'll stay with you. We took a commercial already. Let's see if we can try to maybe grab some drivers and chat to a couple of them. Let's bring in Kevin Edwards. Let's bring in Kevin. We haven't really spoke with him since, the Ruthless Racing the Bunch. Got a good run going for him right now, leading the way. We'll get his thoughts of being up in front, and let's grab a word with the man of the number 7. Ben, it's the broadcast booth. Kevin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kevin, great hearing from you again, man. You haven't really done anything racing-related competitive since winning Daytona. Why is Indy showing your strengths here tonight?
Well, I got top 5 at Dover, but
well, yeah. I was talking about the overall spectrum of winning, if you will.
Yeah, it's all good. We just flipped the stage here, and honestly, clean air's king, so I'm going to try and keep it out front for the rest of this race, just because it's just a huge advantage being the first car in line. Yeah, it's been clean so far. I haven't got caught up in anything, so that's kind of a big factor as well.
I guess that's the big thing, the plan, right? Stay up in front, let everything happen behind you.
Yep. Yep, that's kind of what we're going for here.
Hey, Dean, you got anything for Ruthless Racing number 7, Kevin Edwards? As we'll get one to go and turn him loose next time by at the line.
I mean, I'd just say, continue on at the moment. You're getting closer and closer to that stage too. That'll be pick up some good stage points for that. And it seems that when we're speaking to T. Bruce, who was our stage 1 winner, he said that clean air up front is quite good. And so if you can manage to tame that number 7 and keep the likes of Landon Kelly and Coalfield and T. Bruce behind you, mate, it should be looking good for the stage victory.
Yeah, it's going to be a little shootout here. These guys have obviously been running up front. I think they pitted at the end of the stage. They might have a little bit more rubber than I do, but yeah, that's the clean air. Clean air is the it's the biggest thing tonight. So I'm just trying to take advantage of that and stay where I'm at.
There you go. Well, it's time to get ruthless. Or I guess you got to save that for the third stage, right? Good luck, Kevin. Thanks for your time, brother.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good to hear from you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Edwards, and he was the Daytona winner when we, of course, got started. It seems like so long ago, 10 weeks ago, whenever he picked up the win there. So for Ruthless Racing, Kevin Edwards, there's the schedule. And hell, it was back in September.
And did you notice
right
what else is
Labor Day?
What else is a pattern on that one there, Wesley? The next gen car. So he likes it.
It is. Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, you know, this is your second time at a 2.5 mile track leading the way, and Kevin Edwards won on the 2.5 mile at Daytona when the season started back in September. So, all right, we'll try this again. The field will be looking for a restart with exactly.
Oh, there's a sun, Wesley.
If the sun's coming to go, I'd be damn. The sun's out again. I thought it was getting dark. Now it's daylight. I think we skipped the wee hours of the morning, and it's the next day. Pace car is in. Back underway. Green flag heading to halfway in Indy. In the BrickYard 250.
Yeah. Kevin Edwards got a good launch as well, too, which is what he needed. Didn't want to be under attack immediately as cars are getting up to full speed. And the certainly thing you want to be doing, too, is you want to be out the front there, because if there's going to be another caution at the moment, that could practically get closer and closer to handing him that Stage 2 victory. Little wiggle and a jiggle back there, too, at the moment there, Wesley, from looks like Matt Cherry. Here comes T. Bruce. And he's on fire at the moment. He's managed to get past Landon Kelly. Randy Nichols is back up here as well, too. Wow, after that long pit stop, he's in a fighting spirit at the moment. Now, let's see whether T. Bruce has the time right now to catch Kevin Edwards.
Watching all this going on as they work their way down out of turn 4 through the show and the short chute. Car on the wall. Car sideways. Hold on in the back. We'll stay green. I want to say Ballesteros might have got a piece of it, though, but we stay green as Edwards is leading. Bruce behind him, but look at now. Nichols under attack. Kelly and Cofield on the attack as well as Williams on the back straightaway.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, too, Wesley, is that I think Kevin Edwards is right. Like, these other drivers, like T. Bruce and Randy Nichols, they've got about 5 laps less that they've done on these tyres. So Kevin Edwards' last pit stop was on lap 22, lap 27, and lap 27 for T. Bruce and Randy. So is that going to be just enough in order to catch him and overtake him with 6 to go? Make that 5.
What do you think? Watching all this going on.
Randy gets around T. Bruce as well, too. He's on the attack now to try to come hunt down Kevin.
Nichols on the defensive, trying to stay up there in the front spot as they work their way again. Short chute into turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. There's Randy Nichols, 2-time winner.
Got a bug on his windscreen, too. You can use your windscreen wipers, mate. Get that cleared off. Obviously,
second of the points, 37 back to Ryan Johnson, his teammate. Ryan Johnson leading the points. He currently is 9th on the racetrack. Nichols, the better driver, the 2-time winner, leading now. 5 to go in stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. I love it, the rumble of the engines, the thunder here at Indy. They go back into the corner into 1 and 2, into the short chute. That's that quarter mile turns, quarter mile turns, 8 miles, short chutes, 5/8 mile, 3,300-foot back straightaway in front. And we talked about this earlier. The turns, the quarter mile turns are banked at 9 degrees, 12 minutes. There's 0 banking on the straightaway.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about flat as a pancake. There it is. Yes, sir.
And what's interesting as well, too, is that Landon Kelly come back on lap 18, so he's the one that's probably a little bit out of the strategy here. That's why he's under attack. trying to defend what he possibly can left. But now that they've got up to full song here on speed, his tyres have kind of come back to him a little bit here. At speed, it seems like these drivers are struggling a little bit more to try to get around him. So Landon Kelly, if he can hold on here for another 3 laps to go and get himself some crucial stage points, because he's under a massive attack at the moment. Obviously, side by side there with T. Bruce, he's got Caulfield and Trevor Williams hunting him down. So you can very quickly go from essentially P3 and drop all the way down to the likes of outside that top 10 in 3 laps to go. But he is holding in quite well, and it's still not going to make it easy for T. Bruce then. Oh, spinner in the background.
Laps,
That's the 11.
Wow.
That's Andrew.
Yep, there it is. Caution's out. Yep.
Oh.
Man. Just about to say it when you did. Andrew Alzewski. Progressive Sports Clip number 11. Looks like a throwback to Denny Hamlin's car.
Yeah.
And the caution is out.
Oh, it's busted. Yeah. Oh, so that's a frustration. Maybe right foot there, but let's go back and have a look. We can kind of see it, isn't it? The exit at turn 4. This might be close enough to hand Kevin Edwards this actual stage victory if we don't get going. Yeah, it's blinking at the moment too, Wesley, so I wonder if there's contact. No, he's lost it already coming in the corner. And this is going to be a slide. Where's the safety, what do you call it, the water things? Isn't he there? That's just hard concrete.
Where's the water barrels, you mean? The water barrels. Where's our water barrels?
I don't know if there's contact. Don't know. It could be net code there or not, but he was blinking a couple of times as well too. So bang, it's just that's hard to say. No, Justin White will look at that one down in race control, but you got to imagine if there is. See, that's again he's blinking at the moment, so it's very hard for you to show the cameras. But this is the onboard. There it is. So I don't think I think he's lost it. Didn't look like any hard contact there, but once again, it's hard to say, isn't it? And there we go. Bang into the fence.
Blick, blick, boom.
Could be a frustration spin. I'm not sure there. That happens because he hits the gas there.
There it is again. Yeah, there it is. Wow.
But that's, yeah. Has that now handed? It has handed Kevin Edwards the stage win because we're on lap 55 of 100. So that'll end last
exactly
mechanic
right.
stage 2.
This will, remember, they end it on the lap of what it's advertised, and this will officially end stage number 2, as you just mentioned, and it will be Kevin Edwards for Ruthless Racing going on to win the stage. And we just spoke to him a minute ago, so I guess we really don't need to talk to him again. Let's bring in Randy Nichols.
Yeah.
Let's bring in my buddy Randy. I think he's also on camera.
Yes, he is.
For Blue Lights Racing. Let's talk with Randy Nichols and bring him in for a quick chat. After the pits, well, I think we got time. No. They're on pit road.
Yeah,
no, they're pitting. So what we're going to do is take a break. We're going to take a break. Randy Nichols, I know he can hear me. We'll chat with him when we come back after pit stops. We'll hear what the second place man's doing. Back in a moment from Indy.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as we have completed class mechanic stage number 2. Randy Nichols joins us. Randy, what's up, buddy? From Hollister, California's Kevin Edwards is the stage 1 winner, but you have been hanging right there amongst everything in the front. Your take of surviving Indy so far, man. It's been caution field.
Yeah, it's hard to get a good long run in to kind of see how I'm going to stack up, but I mean it's been hard work trying to get back through the field after getting a speeding penalty under that when we pitted at the end of the first stage. So I feel like I got a good piece tonight. Driving back through the field, and it's hard to pass here with this car with the dirty air. So we'll see how this plays out.
So I got to ask you the question, man. Are you a fan of this car here today? Some people are not. Some people are pretty ticked off with the next gen car and the way it's handling, the way the update is. What's your consensus of it? I mean, so far you're holding your own and you're doing well.
I mean, I want to say I like it because I was fast in practice, got the pole. I feel like I'm fast in the race if we can get some long runs in, but it's very frustrating when you just kind of cross somebody's wake and then this thing just stops turning and you put more wheel into it, and it's very hit and miss. I feel like you can race it a little bit more than probably the Gen 6 car, because that was definitely planted to the track. You actually kind of have to drive this, especially when the tires wear out. So, it can go both ways, but I'm kind of enjoying it right now, and that's rare for me to say because I've always hated this car, but we'll see how this plays out.
Dean, got anything for our buddy?
Yeah, Randy, if it would have stayed green there in those last couple of laps of the stage break, do you think you would have had just enough there to get Kevin Edwards? Because you had, I think, a little bit fresher boots on you.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe he took tires under one of those cautions because I still hadn't taken any. So the fact that I was able to keep up with him and after going through the field and still having not taken any tires, I feel pretty confident. But like I said, we'll see how this plays out because you catch a wake wrong and you start burning up the tires. So we'll see.
A gyro cam show us the 9 degrees and 12 minutes, as they call it. Randy, I got to ask you one more question. Not racing related. What T-shirt you rocking? I see Diana. Is it?
Yeah.
Who is it? Diana who?
It was my girlfriend, fiance now. So we got engaged over the break. So
hey,
yeah. I got the Property of Diana shirt on.
See, I thought it was Princess Diana. I thought it was maybe Diana Ross.
Yes,
a little Motown T-shirt going on. Go get him, buddy. Thanks for your time, Randy.
All right,
congratulations.
Green flag.
There you go. Blue Lights Racing driver, 2-time winner this year. That's Randy Nichols as we get ready to go back to green. How about that? Got engaged there, Dean.
Yeah, congratulations to him, obviously. Aussie's up here at the moment with Brandon Broadfoot. This is just a little bit of a strategy difference between these drivers. Remember there, Wesley, because some of these drivers didn't come down on that last pit stop. They've elected to stay out there. They want to get themselves some nice track position, give themselves a different strategy. Bang! And in there. That's Peyton Johnson, I think, is...
That's Rodriguez, Ballesteros, car spinning. Brandon Schumann collected, and others. Caution out. As Rodriguez scampers away, Drew Ballesteros to a stop. Caution out on the restart of the short chute, entering turn 2 onto the back stretch here at Indy. Yellow flag, number 9, as we just got started in stage 3.
I thought this was going to get a little scrubby back here at the moment. Yeah, they're just trying to build up speed. There's the first bit of contact, and there it is. 15 will come back, actually, and collect the 6 of Rodriguez. That's Peyton Johnson. Gets into him, and that causes a few more of these cars at the back here to have nowhere to go, Wesley. I don't know whether or not they just had self-spins.
Johnson, it looks like the 15 of Peyton Johnson actually tagged Rodriguez. Watch the replay. The red car. Well, we got a car all the way up to the fence already on the restart. There's the contact. Rodriguez and Johnson right there. Yeah. Williams is watching on. There's the car in the wall. Is that Brandon New? I believe that's the red car, number 2 of Brandon New's car.
Well, that might explain why these drivers are coming down on the inside where they probably weren't expecting to go. They've had to adjust their racing speed and their strategy here, and that's what's caused this little kerfuffling that's happened here. You can see carrying a little bit too much speed in there, you'd have to say, for Rodriguez.
And then there's everybody going from the top to the bottom to miss the red car of New, and then Johnson's car shot out. tags Rodriguez after they had already bumped into one another. Drew Ballesteros left front contact in the 54 on his right front. Rodriguez, and then you see Brandon Schumann, Dr. Pepper car 52 spinning through like it's the parting of the Red Seas out of the Bible between those two spinning cars. And that could have been a lot more work. Look at it. Look at this. Look at the precision. Look at this.
Yeah. Which is full opposite lock. Oh, it doesn't show the steering wheel. We got some pit stops happening at the moment. But I want to go back and have a look at, as you mentioned there, it was brand new, wasn't it? That was the one that originally went up into the fence over here. So we'll have to rewind that back
Brandon
just a little
car.
bit.
Yeah. Watch what happened to him. Did Nichols get into him? I think he did.
Ooh, I might have. Have a look at this.
Yeah, look at that right there. Yeah.
So Randy might come up.
I'm not saying that he got into Brandon New, but he got into the back end of the car after New hit the fence. There's
no.
Wow.
That looked like New was getting
right
loose.
There.
It looked like New was starting to get loose.
No.
Look at the rear.
But watch the 19, and then and then the 2 gets loose, and then the 69 of Nichols hits the back end of his car, and we got to wonder now how badly damaged is Randy Nichols' car, as Brandon New way off the pace. We are ruthless, number 2.
Look at the steering as well too. I think he's desperately got that down to the left. That's full
look at the toe end on the steering wheel, and then the big wreck happens in front of him, and he's like, I mean, I'll avoid all this. Here comes the smoke and the clouds. and listen, let me tell you, people
Randy
out
went
there,
down, Wesley. So it did come down.
If you ever go, Brandon Nichols, I think, did get some damage on the front end. If you ever go to a real NASCAR race, especially like Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte, Atlanta, Echo Park, even Indy for that matter, when the wreck happens, look for the smoke.
Yeah.
That's the best way of knowing that there's trouble on the racetrack, the smoke, like we just saw bellowing from the virtual cars. You see it in the real cars as well.
What's that song? Smoke on the river or whatever? Dun 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 dun. Smoke on the water or something? I can't remember. Fire in the sky. You know that one.
Are you doing a little Doors again?
No, that's Deep Purple.
Yeah, it is Deep Purple. That's right.
I had to look it up. We're not breaking on through to the other side. We got Shane Chutter heading down the pit road in the background as well too. Brandon Broadfoot.
Thought you were
Double
saying
B,
fire in the sky,
leading this one. As the safety car lights are off, so we probably won't pull him up for a quick chin wag there.
I'm not going to try to. Every time I try to talk to this guy, something happens.
We still have his.
Spoke to Nichols, and he hits the ass end of the back end of news cars.
Look, the Razor Ramon of NASRA.
Buddy, yes. The Razor Ramon.
We should ask the drivers. If you guys out there want to create yourself some nice graphics like this, I'm happy to show it in the broadcast. All the drivers.
That's our buddy, the Razor Ramon. The Razor Ramon of NASRA. Hey, by the way, remember, he was the only guy to win a preliminary race in the qualifying races of the NASRA 500. Nobody else. Mid-Pack Motorsports. And I don't think Jacob or I don't think Cody or Brady will get mad at me because he is a NASRA partner and friend, and he's going to do his own 500 coming up. Brandon, tell everybody about it. Obviously, you supported the NASRA one, and you got a big one coming up with the Variety Pack Racing Series. You're leading the way and trying to go for 2 wins in a row in the NASRA Cup Series if you can pull it off.
Yeah, I'll go real quick since we got a couple corners to go here. Yeah, we got a 500 we're going to put on February the 20th, 21st. The qualifying will be lone at night, or on the 21st on Friday, or 20th on Friday, and the 21st we're going to have our duels and our 500. Looking forward to it. DRSN is going to be broadcasting that.
And I'll be the play-by-play broadcaster for that event coming up for their version of the Great American Sim Race that they're doing. Yes, sir. Going to be fun. All right, hey, we'll talk racing on the track when we come back to Green, buddy. So just hang tight with us, Brandon. Another
that's good.
caution. I got a
Green,
feeling
green,
we'll
green.
get one. We'll bring in. We're back underway. There's Brandon Broadfoot, ladies and gentlemen. He's leading the way. We'll talk about his car, his races. He leads them back into the corner on the restart. Brandon Broadfoot. There's Kevin Edwards. Ruthless racing on the outside lane. Battles with Cofield. He loves his Auburn tires. And from Mumford, Alabama, Cofield down to the inside. Had problems earlier, Dean, and he has worked his way now, but 40 to go, 100 miles left, 150 miles complete to win this thing here at Indy.
Yeah, you never count out Cofield. You never count out really most of the NASRA drivers unless they get wrecks that they just can't repair to get themselves back out there, but he's fighting his way back in there. Brandon Broadfoot's also, just to let you know, last time we went down pit road was lap 35. A lot of these drivers that are chasing him right now, they went down lap 55, 56, and basically in that last caution, or 59. So whether or not they've got some extra tyres on them or not, that's one to be seen. T. Bruce back in the picture there. Ryan Johnson up 23 places as well too. He either elected to start at the back there or just didn't do a very good qualifying lap, but you certainly don't count out the tiny horse too. A multiple winner, I think, this season as well too. So.
Never count out Ryan Johnson. He's the man that's currently leading the point standings, if you will.
I saw somebody getting pretty close to that fence there at the moment.
A little sideways there for a moment, but wow, holy cow, that could have been disastrous.
Speaking of Ryan
Somehow
Johnson,
they hold it together.
Around the outside of Coalfield too. That's bold and brave, and just gets a nick in front of him. As Randy
He
Nichols
said,
and Matt
meet me
Sherwood.
outside. How about that? Catch me outside. Catch me outside.
What's that say? ABC 234 on the back number plate there, Randy Nichols' car. Now you got to remember too, Wesley, that some of these drivers are trying to take care of these tyres a little bit, so they're not necessarily just going, I'm going to get an overtake every single car I can possibly overtake. Some of them are just biding their time. You want to be smooth operator in these cars, generally any car really. In sim racing, you don't want these tyres to start scrubbing. That creates friction. That friction equals more tyre wear. And then when it counts later on, when you need to make those moves in the dying stages of the race, you're going to have that extra bit of tyre grip there. That way you can be confident more on the inside apron there and know that, you know, your car's not going to just roll straight up into that fence and get yourself some damage. So that's the key. Landon Kelly did manage to get past Brandon Broadfoot now for the lead of this race. Brandon Broadfoot once again. He did take tyres, I believe, in that last pit stop back in lap 35. But it's not over yet, my friend. 36 to go. You'd expect these drivers to come back down to pit road again at some point. And we know that some of these drivers mentioned that they are saving tyres too. So maybe if we get another caution in the next 10 laps or so there, Wesley, we're going to expect probably a lot of drivers to put on those spare sets of tyres that they have.
And that'll be definitely something we'll have to keep an eye on is, boy, sliding, as you mentioned, really loose coming off the corner. By the way, we mentioned Hudgens at one time leading the race. Hudgens is back behind the top 20, but he didn't pit until lap 59. Yep. So that means he went all the way to the last restart before he came down, the last caution before he came down to the pit lane. Unbelievable that he freaking stretched a fuel run to 60 laps. Now, mind you, I think you would have burned up a lot more if it would have been longer green flag runs, and green caution saves fuel where it burns fuel in your personal car at a city traffic stoplight or whatnot in city traffic. But with that being said, he went 60 laps. That's unbelievable.
Yep, absolutely impressive. And you know he's got spare tyres up his sleeve anytime he needs them as well. Here comes Kevin Edwards, wanting to put some pressure there on Brandon Broadfoot, as well as T. Bruce behind him. And this is a part of the stage. You can attack early, I find, on these restarts if these drivers do a fresher rubber on them. But once they get up to full speed and they get a few laps under them and get the temperature, they don't seem to be as powerful, per se, for attacking. So, very interesting. See how this race is kind of panning out at the moment. Ryan Johnson up there 24 places, holding himself into that P6 position. Toyota versus Toyota here for 6th and 7th, and the one leading with Landon Kelly. He's right up the road there at the moment too, so he's got a nice second gap there on that double B.
All of that happening, going on as they work their way back again with Randy Nichols currently back in 7th. Remember, we mentioned him coming down to the pit lane after he got it on the back end of Brandon New's car. When he went up against the...
Ryan.
No, that trouble! Look out! Ryan Johnson, 1st and 2nd of the points. Teammates, Ryan Johnson with a spin, and will still stay green with 33 to go.
Oh, you saw that live in the pictures, didn't you, up the road there? He just actually lost control of it. That's just another situation of just how much you're driving on the absolute edge here. Once it's a slight little snap and then bingo like that, you're off. But I think he didn't get that much damage. It was a slight little tap to the back of the car to the fence. You just don't want the front of the car hitting anywhere. That's when it starts damaging your steering column there, Wesley. But
a little sideways for just a moment as we saw that transpire a moment ago. And now they turn around and get right back going. And where does Nichols, he ends up in 6th. Ryan Johnson, man, Tiny Horse is going to fall all the way back to 19th. He's in the top 20 on the racetrack. And obviously, these guys, 2-time winners each, 1st and 2nd in the points now, going at it there a moment ago. And no caution came out also, importantly, Dean.
Yeah, because it didn't. It was off the racing track, off the racing line and stuff like that, so it wasn't going to affect any cars. Manages to save it, so he didn't come back onto the track there with a lot of that field that were behind there to get into an incident. So good. It's good to see the green flag. That's what we want to have. We don't want to have constant cautions there. Wesley, I think we've had probably enough that you want to have for this race. We want to see some good racing. There's a little bit of wiggle there, isn't it, from Kevin Edwards, as T. Bruce is going to look to go up the inside.
A lot of caution flags for sure. I mean, the first stage had 5, 6 cautions. Look at Nichols below the bottom of there. Stage 1 winner with, of course, Tristan Bruce. That's going on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the racetrack. Hold my beer.
Where's Jacob? Hold my beer turn, that one.
Yeah.
He took a 2-for-1 special like that and then goes into the fence a little bit. T. Bruce going to come back in the attack right now. This is what we want to see. A bit of door banging. Where is our redneck announcer? He'd be loving this right now.
Jacob Reeves will be back with us on Monday. He's taking off. He's playing hooky for the whole rest of the week.
Oh, these two are gonna get feisty, my friend. They're getting feisty.
30 laps to go. Don't forget Tyler Dittmer and myself and Dean will join you for the NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series in Bristol on Friday night. Now, I've got basketball first, so as soon as basketball is completed, then I'll be with you guys. That was my agreement with Cody. So, nonetheless, that's what's coming up. As we approach 30 to go, we go to the playoffs next week for the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. We've got the Prosper Endurance Series beginning.
Here we go again. They're leaning on each
Remember
other
the
here,
Cup
mate.
Series? Look at these guys, man. They're going to need a week off to reset before they make that final push to the final 3 races of the regular season. Remember, NASRA Cup Series is off next Monday night or next Wednesday night, and then we come back for the push on the 28th to take us to the final 3 races before the playoffs. And there's Kelly leading, but behind them, look at Broadfoot, and then Bruce Nichols. Williams, look at this. They're leaning on one another. Give him room. Give him room.
Yeah, this could go. Just remember, a little bit of a slide, too much power into the corner, the car slides up, you're straight into the door of the other driver. And he's okay, of course, when it's straight, but when you get into those corners, Kevin Edwards at the moment's got the prime seat for this. He's got the popcorn sitting there watching it. If I was him, I would probably be ready to completely lift out of that. Problem is he can't too much. He's got Kevin Edwards and Matt Cherry behind him. Somebody had to yield on that one, and currently look at the moment that Randy did, and there's an accident behind him.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Cherry
It's Nichols.
and Nichols.
It's Nichols. Boy, did Nichols and Bruce get together?
Oh, I think that Bruce already cleared him, did he? But we'll have to come back and have a look at that. There.
Oh,
No.
Edwards, stage 2 winner, Kevin Edwards, ruthless racing into the left rear of the 69. And you notice he tried to back away, Dean. He tried to back off the throttle, and then he got back in the gas. And when he did, Nichols had not cleared him yet, and then that's what spun the 69 around.
Yeah, I think something was brewing up here anyway, wasn't it, at this point? I actually probably was going to think it was more about T. Bruce and Randy getting into each other, but it ends up being Edwards. And you're right on that one, Wesley. So
yeah, tough break there for Randy Nichols. Just spoke to the guy, Nichols and Johnson,
there
about took each other out on the backstretch, and now watch this. Now again, there's that tap, another tap. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give a little taparoo. Tap, taparoo.
He managed
and
to
around
save it
with
and
Edwards
get back on the
for
track.
Nichols' guard.
Yeah, I think at the moment that might have been Cherry had to lift off Big Dad too to avoid getting out of that one. I think if it wasn't for the second tap there, Wesley, he might have been able to correct it. Because if you have a look at it here as well, so the first tap, all right, see, Randy could have corrected it, but the second tap ultimately ended up turning him completely off around, and well, he did still manage to correct it. We'll go on board there with Randy, because he's still running in P6 even after all that. So it's like a half turn, Wes. We watch. Well, there gets the tap, trying to correct it, has it saved almost. Second tap turns him. So a third tap brings him back into a straight line. And he'd probably be like, well, thanks, sir. Third time's a charm, as they say, Wes.
Third time's a charm. Yes, sir. Hey, let's bring back in Brandon Broadfoot, as we were chatting with him earlier.
We'll wait for him to stop first.
And yeah, these guys are making pit stops here real quickly. But I did say I would be a man of my word and bring Brandon back in with Mid-Pack Motorsports. We were talking about promoting his event that he's putting on. Obviously, we support our NASRA brethren and their events and their things that they got going on. Brandon Broadfoot right now got a good solid run going for him right now. The Racer Ramon of NASRA from Chico. Obviously, the last time the Cup Series was in action, he got his first ever win. Marathon Movers 500. I know we speeded it up a little too quickly. I see it on your car. Tell everybody in a little bit more easier detail about it. And obviously, your race looking good so far right now, Brandon.
Oh,
yeah,
hang on a
dude,
second. He's fighting with T. Bruce out of the pit road.
Good old T. Bruce. He's trying to knock him off the track. You might have to repeat that question again. I was sorry.
I realized that Tristan Bruce was battling with you guys on the return road. Holy hell! No, I was going to say that you're sporting the Marathon Movers Daytona 500 for your event with Variety Pack Racing Series on your car, and obviously you supported the NASRA 500 King of Daytona. That big event's coming up that you're putting on, but in addition to that, obviously you're doing well here on the racetrack. What's your take of tonight and being in the top 10 right now in 7th?
Well, it kind of started off a little wacky. I guess Steven had a shifting issue. Must be a Mid-Pack Motorsports deal or affiliates with that. Don't know what it is, but yeah, it kind of got caught up. I was shocked, and it was shocking to see I only have 49 seconds of optional for that. I thought I was done. It's been kind of a up and down race, and just kind of throwing strategy out, and it's kind of actually worked in my favor here, being up in the front. On this last restart we had, I was shocked to hold off Tristan Bruce and Randy there. So we found something here on the late going, and hopefully we can capitalize on it and be there.
There you go. Dean, one to go. You got anything for our buddy Double B before we get ready to turn him back loose for Mid-Pack?
No, I don't actually. I think you've answered all the questions I have. So, GG's, good luck.
Yeah, I encourage a lot of you guys out there that are watching. Go to the Discord. It's all over Facebook forums, and we're gonna try to put on a big race for that event. It's a lot easier for people to get into it versus doing all these heats and stuff. So
not a week long, I can promise you that.
Yeah, we're gonna shorten it down to 2 days, and the top 80 from the quali divided the odds and evens, run the duel, and be there for the feature. It's not big bucks, but hey, somebody will win some money. So
get you doing it. I think we're all big brothers and sisters, and it takes a village, and it's all a big family in the iRacing world, like the real racing world. And I think there's a piece of the pie for everybody. We promote the BGR 500. That's coming up in February or end of January, beginning of February. Yours is going to be right there at the second week after the Daytona 500 when they have the real race. And so I'm looking forward to being a part of it. I talked to Chris Murphy yesterday on the phone for about a good 30 minutes. And
wonderful, man.
Thanks for your time, Brandy. Go get him. Got to go get that second win.
Yeah, that's our goal. We got almost 20 laps to do it. So
time to get wild.
Some of these guys stayed out up here, so it's going to be even more interesting now.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Racing Ramon of NASRA. There you go. Brandon Broadfoot, mid-pack. And Dean, it's about to get exciting. I think it's about to get exciting.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
So excited!
We're going to go racing. Once again, different strategies at the front there. Trevor Williams, last pit stop down there on lap 59. Lap 60 for Roger Diabol. Joshua Suss, lap 71. Buzzy Mongold, lap 59. The rest of the field just came in on lap 74.
Green's out. Green flag. Green
flag. Back to green. Ready to settle it here. 25 laps to go. Left at Indy. Just over 60 miles remaining.
Oh, be careful there, Copper, into the fence there. Joshua Suss has got Buzzy Mongold on the inside there, the pink machine. But keep an eye there on T. Bruce, already making moves up through the field there. Caulfield, Kelly, and Broadfoot. They're all going to be ready to pounce pretty quickly here. And I think if we go green all the way, they're not expecting to go down to pit road one more time there, Wesley. So this is it. Hopefully a run to the green. Check it.
And Dean, I'll be honest with you, buddy. I'm actually looking at something, my friend. There's 24 laps to go. There's 42 minutes in sim time remaining. If we start getting a lot of cautions, the clock is ticking down here. Remember what happened at Talladega with the trucks won by Jeffrey Johnson on Monday night? The clock expired. Everybody was like, oh, they're going to get a shootout. They're going to get a restart. They didn't. The race was called. It was over. Jeffrey Johnson got that first ever win in the NASRA DSR Truck Series to put his ticket into the playoff. Round of 24 starts on Monday, and right now it is Williams leading them down the back straightaway. Look at Nichols battling Johnson as I speak. Jeffrey Johnson, winner on Monday, battled into the top 10 for 8th.
Straight through. Joshua Suss at the moment is going to be on a massive attack as well, too. There's Caulfield just ahead of him. So he's going to stick the inside here. I think Randy's took some boots on that last pit stop as well, too. So that is the grip that it feels like when you get 4 freshies there, Wes, as Jacob would say. And you're just so much more confident in the corner, isn't it? Doesn't slide so much that you want to bring you straight to the fence. Not like there's magnets inside these cars and that fence is like, the opposite pole and says, I'm going to suck you in. That's the situation. You don't want to burn them too quickly as well, too, Wesley, because you chew through and you have no grip at the end of the race. You're in trouble.
Playoffs begin Monday for Season 6 of the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series in the round of 24. It will be at Texas, Daytona, Vegas, Chicago. The first 4 rounds or 4 races in the round of 24. Kind of changing it up this year. Round of 24, round of 16, and then that's the semifinals. The final will be the round of 8 finale at Kansas for the trucks on Monday night. Don't forget Bristol on Friday for the NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series. All of that going on is Mongold. Yeah. Buzz Lightyear. Our Buzzy Mongold down to the inside. Battles with Nichols. And Caulfield up ahead in turn number 2.
The fastest lap set, Shane Trotter there. Ryan Johnson as well, too. That's the last 5 laps as well, too. Well, it's not really going to be that accurate just yet because they've only just got a couple of laps done on the green, but we'll see how that pans out. that situation. There's Brandon battling it out there with Ryan Johnson, Tiny Horse. These drivers are very familiar. They've raced together a lot. JJ, as you mentioned there before, Jeffrey Johnson, making the winner there at the Talladega race for the DSR Electric Series, so that's interesting. Buzzy's trying to hold on, so's Joshua Suss. Joshua Suss didn't take tyres in that last pit stop in P8, so might be struggling a little bit at the end of this one, but if he can maintain that track position, he'd be good. Here we go. Brandon and JJ, 10th and 11th.
Going for that spot, down to the inside. Here comes now Broadfoot. Trying to get back into the top 10, going after Monday night winner at Talladega. Jeffrey Johnson III. He knows what it's like to be a first-time winner of NASRA. So does Brandon Broadfoot. Last race before tonight, back in December 17th. Final race of 2025 for the NASRA Cup Series. Chico, California's Brandon Broadfoot won. 20 to go, 50 miles remaining here at Indy.
Keep an eye out there. Colby had to really get off the gas there. He didn't quite have the entrance into the corner that he wanted to, so he had to lift off completely. That allowed Randy to try to make an attack here at the moment, which he has. Randy Nichols now on the back there of Landon Kelly. Trevor Williams still in the lead of this one. He's almost got a second gap there over Roger Diebold. They're holding him quite well. T. Bruce, to see if he starts chipping away at their lead. That's lap times there is at the moment, and the gap that they have. This is the dangerous part of this race there, Wesley, because some of these drivers...
You're right.
Trevor Williams, Roger Diebold did not take tyres. Neither did I think Kelly, unless Kelly only took 2. But Trevor Williams and Diebold did not on lap 59 and 60. So whether or not those tyres are going to have enough to go to the end, if we continue to go green, will be the question. Tell you what, he's done. Look at that lap time. Both Diebold and Trevor Williams.
5 laps. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
5 for 5. And there they are right now, having that 5-lap average. And keep an eye on Nichols, man. Doing good. Starting to climb back up into the field. As Williams is leading the BrickYard 250. I don't know why they call it the BrickYard 200, because that would have been 80 laps. But the BrickYard 250 would be 100 laps. That's half the distance of what they run at Indy.
Lap traffic.
As the cars fly by. Hey, something we ain't done in a while. Let's rest our voices. It's time to hear Fuel the Roar. Our new sound off for NASRA broadcast. Yeah, baby. On board Nichols' car, up to 5th now. Setting his sights on Kelly, who led a lot of the race earlier as well. Coming across the stripe now. 16 laps to go. Closing in on 35 miles remaining here in this one, here at Indy. And the long green flag stretch of the race, Dean, has finally happened that we wanted.
Yeah, I think when you get down to about 10 to go, you got to start making a move. And I tell you what, you can see Trevor Williams and Diebold still have good pace. There's your fastest 5 for the last 5 laps. So they're consistently doing those 51.7s, and that's the pace that they want. So they can still maintain that gap that they have out the front. Of course, that'll be all neglected if we do get a caution. But if they want this to go green at the moment, there, Wesley, because it seems that it's not that easy for some of these other drivers just to come up there as quickly. And once again, Trevor Williams and Roger Diebold did not take tyres when they went down that last pit stops on lap 59 and 60. So they're doing great on those boots that they have. Those boots that they got, my friend, are made for walking.
And that's just what they'll do.
They're going to walk all over the rest of the field. They continue to drive. They're
15
going
to
to drive
go.
over the rest of the field at this point. They get past a lap car as well a little earlier. They got completely out of the way, so we continue to race on. Here's Randy on Landon Kelly putting some pressure on. He's got to be thinking to himself there, Wesley, if we get down to about 10 to go and he's still stuck around this 5th position, it's going to make it very, very hard to climb your way to the top, especially in a little tank slapper in the fence there too.
Working back across the stripe as we head towards under 15 remaining.
We have caution. That's
Caution
gonna
is
delay
out.
everything. It's Shane
Wow,
Trotter.
there's a caution. Shane Trotter from Asheboro, North Carolina, spins around in the number 10, and the yellow flag is out. I think he's exited the race as well. He's done.
This changes everything. There it is. He's already lost it going into the corner. And have we seen
Look at
this
Brandon
before?
New. Oh, he tagged him right in front of New's car.
Yeah, but I think he just got... New might be okay. And I think New just completely lifted off the gas. But have a look at this. It's already going.
Look at the impact.
Gone. Yeah, it could hurt New enough, but I think inevitably he might have saved it out of the fence if he didn't get that late tag. But this is going to be interesting. I just want to quickly show the replays. I want to see everybody diving into pit road. I want to see who's going to risk it for the biscuit. There it is there. So Shane, obviously, bang, you get tagged there. And that's obviously his request to the toe.
I wonder if maybe that glancing blow, as you mentioned, Dean, off the contact with New's car, I wonder if that glancing blow off the safer barrier might be enough to let the 10 continue. He might have to go on the damage clock a little bit, the damage vehicle policy clock, to take some time to fix it, but it's not like completely destroyed like Adam Newton's car was in the 4.
Yeah, Shane Trotter at pit road at the moment. Problem is too, Wesley, just about how much damage it's going to cost you. You don't know as well too. You're trying to get so much of it fixed, and you want to get out. If he's not heading out now, because the race leaders are coming around now in the back stretch, then he's going to go a lap down. And that
we have been treated to some wild racing. The 11th caution is out as we approach the 11 p.m. Eastern Time hour.
You're listening to the CRN Community Radio Network. We now pause for station identification.
Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
Your local stations keep you informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
Back here at Indy as we are approaching the end of this one. Welcome back to our broadcast coverage. Whether you are watching on the NASRA 360 Racing Network or listening on the Community Radio Network, don't forget basketball coverage on Friday. Cleveland and Clayton. It's like the Hatfields and McCoys in basketball. We'll have it for you on CRN beginning at 5:45 Eastern Time. Tip off at 6 o'clock for game 1. And then back, don't forget, Sunday, 9 o'clock, or Friday night, 9 o'clock, the NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series. Bristol. And Dean, I'm kind of optimistic of what Bristol will provide for us on Friday night, right? Because the Truck Series,
Bristol, baby.
Monday night, DSR Truck Series, we had 33 cautions?
Yes.
My goodness.
We took the record, didn't we, last time around, I think.
We did take the record. Yeah, I don't know if it's a record I'd want to
Not
take.
a record
but yeah,
you
we
want to
took
take,
it.
but it happens, yeah. I don't know. Short track racing sometimes, mate, you can actually have some crackers where there's not that many cautions and it's a really good racing, and then you can just have one of those like, oh no, it's going to be one of them moments. So you just don't know. It just depends on how everybody's feeling at the day, everybody's racing and conditions. Trevor Williams did not come in. on this one, which was interesting. So the drivers did come in were Coalfield, that puts him down to P11 at the moment. Buzzy Mungold, Roger Diebold, JJ Jeffrey Johnson, Joshua Suss, Matt Hudgens, and stuff. So they went down and they got all 4 freshies. They want to have the pace towards it in this wrap with 12 laps to go, essentially 11 when we go. That'll be interesting. That's 11 lap push that you got to try to screw. Unless they're trying to say, okay, well, we may expect another caution. And then they're going to hope that some of these leaders up the front here do elect themselves to go down a pit road. But Trevor Williams, last time I went down a pit lane, my friend was lap 59, and he didn't take tyres. So, but we kind of thought...
Dean, I'm sorry, Dean, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say, remember, the clock is ticking as well. Yep. There's under 29 minutes remaining, and there's 12 laps to go. So, realistically, they could go the distance, right? They could finish the race. But if we get a plethora of green caution, that's something that is also going to be a foresight of could the race get called before finishing the scheduled distance?
Well, let's hope not. Wesley, we want this to finish under laps. We want to get to that 100 century mark. Trevor Williams, T. Bruce going to be ready to pounce on this one. Randy as well, too. You saw the pace he was wanting to get through there. Landon Kelly. Don't count out, once again, the likes of Ryan Johnson, Kevin Edwards, Brandon Broadfoot, all race winners in the past, and Matt Cherry. Coalfield down there in P11, a bit of work to do, but they've got the fresh boots under them. Let's go.
Green. 11 laps to go here at Indy. Back into the short chute on the restart, and it's Williams on the jump. Nichols will follow. Nichols glancing, blow off the wall. Couple of cars tagging the outside safer barrier, and somehow they stay green. Even Steven with Nichols, Kelly, Bruce, and Johnson right there in tow as they try to run down the leader on the back stretch, going to 3.
Yeah, I was looking forward to their perhaps getting into door banging each other again. We saw earlier too, Randy and T. Bruce, but now Landon Kelly's in the mix between those drivers, so it'll be interesting. Perhaps we're going to see another repeat of that very soon. Trevor Williams is up the road. He's got almost a 6/10 gap. That's what he likes to go. With about 10 to go now. Wesley, bang, 47 in the fence in the background. That's Matt Hudgens. Will that cause a caution? Nobody's behind him at the moment. We should be green to go if we can get that around. Go back to the front of the pack.
Matt Hudgens should be able to get back going. No caution, and that's why the race director said we're not going to throw a yellow. The guys in the back of the pack, it should be rolling by the time they get there. This track is 2.5 miles long. On the back straightaway, the leaders with Williams leading, 25 miles to go, 10 remaining.
That's Tiny Horse as well, too, starting to apply some pressure there on T. Bruce. Randy's now got that gap down to about 4/10 at the moment. Trevor Williams. Landon Kelly's holding off, actually keeping with his pace there. There's actually T. Bruce has dropped back a little bit here. Kevin Edwards putting pressure too on the Tiny Horse, Brian Johnson. That's about a 5th and 6th as well on your pitches. And here we go. Ryan Johnson might have had enough of being following old T. Bruce here, letting ready to pounce. If he doesn't, Kevin Edwards is in his mirrors as well too, saying, all right, let's move, my friends. Running out of laps. Who wants to win it?
Single digits. My buddy Dean just said 9 laps to go. 9 remaining. If you're holding something back, you better unveil it now, because it is time to put up or shut up and get to the front. If you're on board with the driver, I believe that is Edwards' car, stage 2 winner in 6, trying to run down Johnson to get the top 5. And Dean, how about Ryan Johnson? Remember the problems he had? He's worked his way back into the top 5 again, the points leader.
Yeah. Well, the Tiny Horse is a driver that when it counts, when he needs to get those moves done, he gets them done in the dying stages of a race, and that's just why he's a multiple-time race winner and the man that's leading this championship currently at the moment too. But the only thing is I would have thought about is he's got to get moves done a little bit sooner if he want to get up under that podium. Because clean air is king, and Trevor Williams is well aware of that at the moment, leading this race.
All this going on as the laps continue to tick away here.
Got to go for it here. Got to go for it. There it is. Got to go out of line now. This is when you show your nose. He's trying to get as much of that slipstream so he can put his nose out there and go side by side with T. Bruce into turn 1.
Make a move. And remember, by the way, late race caution, that could change everything. They do have unlimited attempts at overtime, but I don't know if they're going to get a chance to even go through that if we do have a green and yellow flag. Right now, 7 laps to go. The leaders on the back straightaway. Edwards, the Daytona winner. Trying to get back into the top 5. What's going on in 3.
Edwards, a fantastic job at the moment too. Oh, that's a little inside apron. He had to lift up the gas there. We saw what happened to these drivers at the moment. If you just get that snap, you're gone. Race over. Last time he went down to pit road, that was a 51-second stationary pit stop. That was a minute and a half he had to spend in pit road. And he's currently running in P4. That's a fantastic fight back there for Kevin Edwards.
Time running out here at Indy. They get 6 to go.
I think Trevor Williams is driving fantastic at this one at the moment, considering, as I said, he hasn't taken tyres.
No, he's not.
No, back in lap 59, then he went in for just gasoline. So he's driving the pants off this machine. And look at it. It's smooth operated there, Wesley. Look, that's not wiggling so much. And look at, he's not tapping the fence. He's taking it as close as he can to the fence. That's what you want. But it's not crazily wild. Let's have a look how Randy Nichols is going to try to chase him down here at the moment, because he knows if 6 to go, make that 5 to go now. Got to get a move on. 6 to go, my fault. 5 to go here.
Closed it in on the finish. Just under 13 miles left inside it here. Williams in the lead. Nichols is in hot pursuit. Randy Nichols, by the way, second of the points for Blue Lights Racing. 2 wins on the year. 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and right now came into tonight's race after the Christmas New Year's break, 37 back to Johnson. Where's Ryan Johnson? Right there behind him, a spot back in 4th. 4 laps to go. 10 miles remain here as they cross the yard of bricks in the pagoda at the world's greatest race course at Indy.
Yeah, slight little mistake there from Trevor. He had to lift off a little bit, you saw. He wasn't close up to the fence on the exit, which means he wasn't pushing it that much. There it is. You can see Randy pushing it because he did tag the fence a little bit. You want to get as close as possible, as you said. You don't really want to hit it if you can avoid it. But there, once again, Randy's pushing. That's the reason why he's hitting the fence. You can see at the moment that Trevor Williams is not. He's allowing basically about a foot between that car and the fence, and that's all he needs. And it's probably creeping into the frustration there of Randy, because Randy's pushing. Just, it seems like you get a little bit closer, and then all of a sudden you're not. And this is favoring Trevor Williams lap by lap. There it is. See, Trevor Williams
To the
at least
line.
a foot from the fence.
Yes, sir. Lost a little ground, but here's the deal, though. Williams is losing ground, but Nichols isn't capitalizing unless he's saving something. 3 to go as they go back into the short chute.
Yeah, he'll
Off
have to
that
lift
quarter
off.
mile, down the 8th mile.
Yeah.
The 8th mile becomes another quarter mile into turn number 2. Boy, oh boy, is Nichols saving some. Oh, he hit the wall. Nichols hit the wall just a little bit, but not enough to damage the 69 car. But it did hurt the momentum a little bit.
I think it looks like there might have been
0.3 of a second back.
Might have been a little bit of an accident. I think, no, that's back a little bit later on lap 90. But here we go. Trevor Williams is playing as smooth as possible with this. I think he's really trying to save these tyres. He doesn't want them to overheat. He doesn't want them to be damaged too much.
It really is.
And he knows that, one little slight mistake at the moment that Randy's going to pounce on him. Landon Kelly's not too far down the road there, but time's not on their side. Ryan Johnson, what's he got for the tiny horse? He's got T. Bruce in tow, so he's looking at probably defending more than attacking at this point. Trevor Williams, smooth operator again. He's just, he's taking this for a Sunday drive, isn't it? Look at the way he's just gentle on the steering wheel here. Look, just let the car coast to the outside.
2 to go. And look, I'm loving Williams, as you mentioned. I mean, just absolutely not being phased one iota by Nichols behind him. A matter of fact, Nichols falling back. It's almost a half second now between Williams to Nichols. It looks like Williams has come. The Darren's detail and Sean one to go, and Nichols has hit the go button. One to go here at Indy. The game. A cat and mouse is on in one.
Yeah, Trevor's got to get this completely out of his head now, isn't he? He's got to continue to do it. He's been doing good. He might actually get close to go up to the fence now because he realizes this is the last lap now. So if he can get the exit speed, there's your rear end start to slide a little bit. There he is. He'll go out once again a foot away from the fence. Randy's going to have to chuck everything: the kitchen sink, cats and dogs, the kids, everything. At the moment, his new fiance. Don't throw her.
Williams holding on as they dive into turn 3 off the back straightaway. Williams in the short chute for the final time. Randy Nichols trying to go for the first 3-time winner of the year. Williams is not going to let him get it. Nichols bounces off the wall. Here they come off turn 4. He's got a draft. He's got a run. Nichols up high. Can't get there. Trevor Williams from Tawana is a winner in the NASRA Cup Series.
What a drive. What a drive there for Trevor. Brilliant. Handling well under pressure multiple times too. Remember, he's had to do this from race starts under the cautions with a man that visited his pit crew back on lap 59 and didn't take tires. Says, thank you very much. I shall take.
The man from Towanda, Pennsylvania, representing the Keystone State, the junk removal entry for Gundog Motorsports. Trevor Williams is a first-time winner in the NASRA Cup Series. He now becomes the 8th different winner in 10 races this season for the NASRA Cup Series, presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors as well. Randy Nichols, Landon Kelly on the podium as the 49 North Collision Victory Lane from Burlington, North Carolina is coming up next. Dean, what a phenomenal job. And listen, here's something to think about. In the last 4 big events for NASRA, Cup Series at Talladega, NASRA 500 at Daytona with Malik Ray, Brandon Broadfoot Talladega for NASRA Cup Series. Then you look at Jeffrey Johnson winning on Monday night at Talladega for DSR NASRA Trucks. And now for the 4th race event in a row, another first-time winner of NASRA, Trevor Williams, Dean, is a winner in the NASRA Cup Series here in the BrickYard 250. Unbelievable.
Burn it down, baby. There it is. I'm sure he's going to be stoked, and we'll chat to him, of course, no doubt, very soon. But first of all, we'll find out what the rest of the race results are. Wesley.
Yes, sir. Trevor Williams, again, as I mentioned, will pick up the win. His first ever victory of the NASRA brand with the NASRA sanction and body under the NASRA Cup Series. It is going to be Randy Nichols, a 2-time winner, finishing 2nd. Landon Kelly will finish 3rd. Ryan Johnson, the points leader right there, a solid run in 4th. Tristan Bruce, the top 5. Jonathan Cofield, the NASRA DSR Truck Series defending champion, 6th. Daytona winner and Stage 2 winner for the NASRA Cup Series at Indy. Kevin Edwards will finish 7th. Matt Holmes, 8th. Roger Diebold, 9th. Matt Cherry will finish for Mission 1 in the top 10.
Moving along, of course, Double B, he'll end up going out P11. Just not enough time, isn't after that pit stop to get anything done to work up his way through the field there. Chase Albright, Andrew Olowski, even with all that blinking and stuff like that, still manages to come back there and finish in P13. The JJ Jeffrey Johnson there in 14th. Ben Scanlon. Buzzy was run up front for a while. Unfortunately, him and Joshua Suss had to settle back in 16th and 17th. Matt Hudgens as well, too, that was involved in a few of those incidents there, Wesley. We'll have to sit back, and then we get into our drivers a few laps down there. Joshua Corner, Brandon Yu, Shane Trotter, Rodriguez, Josh, Peyton Johnson. These are retirements as well to Brennan Schumann, Dan Hagen. If you go further on the page too as well to Wesley, Drew Ballesteros there, Tony Robinson, Harden, Newton, Cody Knott, and Stevie Leskinski.
Stephen Lachinsky, the Munster Jam 99, caught up in an accident right out of the gate when the race started, if you remember, like literally right as soon as we dropped the green, what it feels like over 2 hours ago. And I will give you credit. These guys raced to the finish. They still had 15 minutes to spare on the clock. But the man from Towanda, Pennsylvania, Trevor Williams, is a winner in the NASRA Cup Series. He makes the 8th different winner in 10 races in Season 2. We talk to Trevor next part of the 49 North Collision post-race champion interviews. Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime. Back here at the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Of course, Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. Justin White, everybody with the NASRA Cup Series presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors. Phenomenal job as we have been out for almost a month. Welcome back. Brandon Broadfoot, first-time winner back in the Christmas break when he won Talladega. And another first-time winner for the series in the 49 North Collision Victory Lane. Congratulations from Towanda, Pennsylvania. It is Trevor Williams. Trevor, congratulations, man. Welcome to the NASRA Victory Lane family fraternity.
Thank you, man. Man, it feels good to finally get one of these.
Hey, let's talk about the race, right? It was caution field. There was then that long stretch at the end of post where things really got a long green flag run. Then there was a yellow flag coming out with under 20 to go. And I think this is when we really saw your car, much less you were up in the front most of the race, but it really started to show at the end. Would you agree, obviously?
Yeah, it was kind of a ho-hum race for me. I was just, kind of riding around there in the bottom of the top 5, 6, 7th, and Randy had the fastest car all night, and I was just trying to be there at the end. And when that long line of cars goes down pit road in your mirror at the end, you're kind of thinking, oh no, what did I just do? But the tire fall off wasn't really a huge deal tonight, and I knew that. I knew as long as I had the fuel to make it to the end, I could be as smooth as possible, and it would be hard to get by me, and it worked out.
Yeah, Trevor, I was just curious about this strategy you did, because according to our live timing, it says the last pit stop you took was down in lap 59, and it was only a splash of gasoline. Is that correct?
Yep. I had tires. The stage was the last time I took tires.
Wow. So, and you drove. I just noticed how absolutely smooth you were. Is that you think the key why you have? I mean, Randy was chucking that car all around there trying to get by you, but you were just like smooth in, smooth out, and I think that's the reason why I guess you had those tires under you towards the end.
Yeah, Dean, thanks. I really think that was the key to the night. Restarts were huge. I noticed that early on that you would either gain a bunch or lose a bunch on restarts depending on who you got behind and which line had momentum. But being smooth there at the end, like I was really backing my corners up to make sure that I had a really good run off. And I'd have a bad corner here or there in that last 10 lap stint, and I'd see Randy get bigger in my mirror, but I just buckled down and stayed as smooth as I could. And I saw him scrape the wall a couple times too. So, I knew that if I just stayed smooth and he didn't get a huge draft pull on me, that I was going to be able to hold him off.
Trevor, before we let you go, man, congratulations. And before we do, please thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I just want to thank, NASRA for putting this on, and you guys. Williams Junk Removal is on board for the sponsor. Big shout out to my dad. He watches every race and is always supporting me, win, lose, wreck, no matter what, he's there every lap. Big shout out to you guys. You do a great job broadcasting. I really enjoy going back and watching it, and I know, my family members enjoy it. So I appreciate you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Pennsylvania, Trevor Williams becomes the most newest winner of the NASRA racing program sanctioning body as he becomes a winner tonight in the BrickYard 250 at Indianapolis in 49 North Collision Victory Lane. We'll go now to second place and grab a two-time winner so far this year. And, of course, that is the man of Randy Nichols. Randy, I know you know, and we got him on camera as well. I know you know what he's thinking about twice over, sir. And I know you made every valiant effort you could to run him down, just ran out of time, bouncing off the wall. Did that wear the car out? Did it take handling away? What happened there in settling with second?
No, I mean, honestly, it it could kind of get into the wall and you can scrape it up against it and kind of keep your momentum up. Thankfully, we've talked about it before. This car is pretty much a tank. Honestly, I really think it was pretty much just, those two wrecks I got into, having to come down, pit, fix damage and everything. Ultimately, just kind of put me behind the eight ball multiple times, and just having to try to kind of claw my way back up through the field multiple times. Trevor's a hell of a driver, so it was going to be hard to get around him, regardless of how old his tires were and everything. Aero plays a huge factor, especially at this track with this car. But Trevor did a hell of a job. Those last, I don't know how many laps it was, like 11 laps, I think. He and I were both just driving it to its absolute limit because he bounced it off the wall a couple times, and I was like, oh, maybe I got a chance, but he just dove it off into the next corner, and then it was kind of like, all right, the gap's still there. So, but it was fun. I ultimately enjoyed it because it definitely had to really plan out your moves a couple corners in advance.
Yeah, Randy, and I think you said it. It was an up and down roller coaster battle for you during this race, isn't it? And I think at the end of the day, you'd have to go back and have to say that most of the time too, the camera was probably pointed at you because you were just side by side door banging with a lot of the drivers. He did a couple of nice little runs there with T. Bruce as well too. I noticed you were dooring off each other a bit, but yeah, as you said, you had to get some damage fix and stuff like that, but you still had to manage to get yourself up into that P2. I'd have to say that's a fantastic recovery race, isn't it? Really.
I appreciate it. That was a fun battle with Tristan. I think we kind of got into each other's doors a little bit, but with the side draft with this car being as important as it is, he was doing what he had to do. I had to do what I had to do. And it's just like, you don't want to lose ground more than you already have on track. So, cause we know how hard it is to get back by somebody. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I kind of put on a hell of a show for you guys, but at the same time, I'd much rather prefer be out front putting on a boring show personally after tonight. But no, it was a good race. I knew it was going to be hard getting around Landon. So I think it was just one of those cases and one of those races of, you had to get what you could get on those restarts because that was going to be paramount to where you ended up at the end of the run.
Well, before I let you go, man, thank your sponsors. Another good, solid finish for him. He's a two-time winner this year, second of the point standings. That's Randy Nichols for Blue Lights.
Yeah, just, thanks. Obviously, big shout out to you guys. You guys put on a great broadcast. All the races look really great. Florida Cabinet Distributors for sponsoring this. Thanks to my fiance for being the best cheerleader in the world when I wreck the car multiple times in a race and I get pissed off. She knows to say, hey, just calm down, have fun. My dad watches all the races and, just everybody that tunes in, week out to watch us.
There you go. And everybody will have a week off next week to have off, and then they'll come back for those final three races of the regular season beginning at Iowa. There's the thoughts of Randy Nichols. Ladies and gentlemen, 16th career start tonight for Randy. He has 4 wins, 2 wins this year, 9 top fives. Now count this one as 10 top fives and 12 top 10s for Randy Nichols. Let's grab now our buddy Landon Kelly. and we'll get his thoughts of the race. Landon Kelly, of course, will finish third from Orlando, Florida. Landon, your take of this race and finishing in the podium, and I would say a quiet night for you tonight in the 95. Would you say that?
Yeah, I'd definitely say a quiet night. Battled all night long. Obviously, we led laps. We were a lap down at some points in the race. Got tons of damage, smacking the wall, but clean air was ultimately king.
Landon Kelly in his 6th race tonight. Dean has now his first ever top 5 and top 10 finish of NASRA. How about that?
Fantastic.
Yeah, Landon Kelly, you're also in the wars, weren't you, for a lot of these restarts? I think you led a handful of laps as well, too, if I'm not mistaken. I'll see if I can pull that up there as well, too. But, yeah, that must have been a very enjoyable race. And, of course, welcome to the podium. How does it feel? How's this momentum going into the rest of the championship going to pan out for you?
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm a part-time driver, so I'm not eligible for the championship. I just show up whenever I can because I also race in the college series on Wednesday nights. So I really just get in here when I can because there's a great group of people here to be associated with.
Well, Landon, we do appreciate you running with us when you're not running the eNASCAR college program, my friend. But before we do let you go, please thank your sponsors and obviously a really good, solid run here tonight on the podium at Indy.
Thank you. Big shout out to everybody at Premier over the last month that we've had to ourselves. They've really developed me as a driver, specifically in this next-gen car. Getting me on board with them, getting used to the team. They're a phenomenal group of guys, and if you're not running Premier, then definitely recommend switching over, and everyone associated with NASRA. Thank you, guys.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the thoughts of Orlando, Florida's driver. That is, again, Landon Kelly. Oh, and, I'm a bragger guy about Trevor Williams, too. I know I didn't get out the information at first, but for Trevor Williams, his first ever, by the way, career win in NASRA, like I mentioned. This, though, is his, make sure I have all this information correctly, his 45th career NASRA start, first ever win for the driver with now 9 top 5s and 19 top 10s. Way to go, Trevor Williams. He joins a list of drivers of winners of the NASRA brand, whether it's in the trucks, Xfinity, Endurance, Cup, big events, you name it. Trevor Williams definitely will enjoy this one, remembering his first win under NASRA in the BrickYard 250. Dean, always a privilege, pleasure, honor working with you, sir. Your final take will be off next Wednesday night. I'll be back with you guys for the NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series, filling in for Mr. Jacob Reeves, redneck announcer, on Friday with Tyler and yourself. And obviously, we come back in 2 weeks' time for the NASRA Cup Series and the final 3 races of Season 2 before the playoffs, and that'll be in Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely. It got a little rocky at the start, didn't it? And we thought at some point it was going to end up being just a lot of caution, stuff like that. But it ended great. It ended with some good laps that we got under the belt. We get to see these drivers, really go door to door and really get racing. So absolutely fantastic. And, hats off to Trevor Williams. What an absolute outstanding drive to get himself his first race win.
Towanda, Pennsylvania. Trevor Williams joins the fraternity of winners under the National Association of the North American Sim Auto Racing Association. And when it's all said and done, it is the driver getting it done here at Indy. A race that was very exciting. Caution field came down to the end in strategy. Nichols just could not get there in time to catch Trevor Williams. As always, go to NASRA social media, North American Sim Racing Association.com for more details and information. For Series Director Justin White of the NASRA Cup Series, presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors. Thanks to the BrickYard. For Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. Have a good one. We'll see you in 2 weeks in Iowa. And Indianapolis goes to the BrickYard 250 winner, Trevor Williams. Enjoy the rest of your week. NASRA C.O.P.S Trucks Friday night at Bristol. And as always, thank you for watching and listening. Good evening.